Whew. Wait for people to get up in here, man. Sitting here on this beautiful Saturday, man, watching Godzilla. Godzilla crazy, man. Just waiting for people to hop in. As soon as you get in, let me know that you're here. I'm doing some other things too, man. So that's why I don't have my laptop up. Trying to do two things at once, man. So yeah, just let me know you're in here, man. Let me know you're here. Let me know you came through. Definitely chop it up. Gotta get to this Knicks talk, man. It's crazy. Crazy Saturday. Crazy. Let go of my man Obi. New York City's own, man. Chopped cheese and all. Let him go, man. Let him go. Did my man Obi dirty, man. Did him filthy. Did my man Obi filthy, man. You know what I mean? So just waiting for everybody to hop up in here, man. Let's wait for the notifications to come through. It's a Saturday, man. It's kind of busy. It's kind of crazy. I know everyone's probably out. Fireworks, some cookouts, eating hot dogs, chicken, cheeseburgers, all that, man. Did that earlier, man. So LV lamping right now. I'm lamping. So yeah, it's just waiting for everybody to come on, hop on. As soon as you get up in here, let me know that you're here. So yeah, man, we can get straight to this Knicks talk, man. Just hop on, man, so we can kind of chop it up. Definitely want to hear from the people, man. It's been a lot going on. It's been crazy, man. Crazy. So definitely want to see you guys hop on and see exactly how everybody's feeling. See how everybody's feeling. As soon as you get in here, let me know that you're here. I'll give you guys a shout out, man, so we can kind of get to talking and chopping. I haven't hopped on in a minute, so it's been a while, man. So just trying to get my normal people rolling in. As soon as you get in here, let me know you're here. But crazy, man. Crazy day. We thought the Knicks weren't really going to do much. Man, I didn't think they was going to do anything. I thought they was going to run it back, but they didn't. As soon as you get in here, let me know you're here, so I can give you a shout out. But yeah, I didn't think Knicks was going to do anything, man. I really didn't. I thought it was going to be, they was just going to run it back, but boy, was I wrong. Just them kind of made him forever get a new hat, Krusty. Oh man, come on, man. I gotta rep my team, brother. Once again, when you get in here, let me know you're here. Yo, Gravity, what's going on, man? 241st. Yo, man, what's shaking, man? I've just been out enjoying the summer, man. I was at the beach today, Gravity. I was at the beach, B. Chilling with the fam, you know what I mean? Now I'm here chilling, doing some things, watching Godzilla, you know what I'm saying? Just lamping. King of the Monsters, you know what I'm saying? Watching that. Yo, Gravity, me, they did Obi filthy, man. They did Obi filthy, right? Yo, man. Yo, they did Obi filthy, man. Why they do Obi like that? But Obi wanted to bounce, man. He probably was like, man, I'm out of here, man. Oh, yeah, yo, the Beast vibes is real, B. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I wasn't really into the beach. That wasn't my thing. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in the city, we just go to water parks or go to the local pool. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Got married. You know what I mean? Wife put me on to that beach vibe. B, this is official. Go out there, B. That joint is nice, especially when you travel. But then you come back, go to Robert Moses out there in Long Island is official. Jersey Shore, go out there. You know what I'm saying? Get out there. The beach is official. B. Joint. You know what it is? It's like relaxing, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of ambiance. You know what I'm saying? You just be chilling, laid back. You know what I mean? Getting the water and stuff, and you just chill, man. Just vibing. You know what I mean? It's official, B. It's official. No lie. You know what I'm saying? So definitely do that. A couple of times this summer, you gotta do that beach joint. You know what I mean? That's the place to be for the summertime. You know what I'm saying? Yo, word, it is healthy, B. Got all that salt in there, cleans you all up, man. Word up. You know what I'm saying? It's ill, man. It's ill. You know what I'm saying? If you're not really into it, definitely try it. You know what I'm saying? Especially after when it's nice out, it's beautiful and stuff. Get out there early, then you can shoot out because we got out there early. Then we shout out about 1, 2. Still have your day, have a little dinner, you know what I'm saying, early. Get the kids to bed. See, I'm up here, everybody sleep. It's 9:30. I'm watching King of the Monsters. You know what I'm saying? I feel they could have. You know what's crazy though, Gravity, man? Let me tell you what's crazy. What's crazy is that also too, when you guys get in here, hit that like button, please. What's crazy is that they knew when Obi fit him for more minutes while he was here. Right. They knew that they drafted him to get Randle up out of here because Randle had such a bad season. Then Tibbs comes in the same year they drafted Obi. And then that's when everything changed for Randle. You know what I'm saying? Because Obi got hurt. He came back, he was hurt. So that's what changed everything. You know what I'm saying? It really did because Randle came out, and you got to give it to him. He locked in because he knew he ain't slow. He knew that if he ain't step it up, he was gonna be gone. He was gonna be finished in New York. You know what I'm saying? And so he really got his game right. You know what I'm saying? That summer. That's one thing I had to give to Randle. He really worked on his game because he knew, man, this would have been his 13 in how many years? You know what I'm saying? He can't make it work. So he knew it was a wrap. Well, Obi coming in as a rookie, fresh. You know what I'm saying? So that was going to be the replacement. That was going to be the 3. He was going to start at that position. But Randle had such a great year. How the Knicks were in a tough predicament. But I feel that they still could have found minutes for him if Tibbs wasn't on his BS, because that's not the players, man. That's the coach. Because Obi was developing. You saw his skills. Yeah, he ain't better than Randle, but he's not gonna be. Randle's been in the league for how long now? So he ain't gonna be where Randle's at unless you. If he was a better player than Randle, he'd have been drafted higher. So it was some development that was needed, but still, he had everything that you needed to get better in this league, and he's got the size and the athleticism. He's the perfect player for where the league is going right now. But Tibbs is stuck in his ways, and Randle being his guy, that had a big impact on Obi. And B, I don't know who it was that released that clip of him barking on him and behind the scenes. I did a video on that. That was crazy. They could have also played Obi and Randle together as well to help to solve the problem. Exactly, man. Exactly, at times. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But that to me, Gravity, comes to coaching. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's strictly coaching. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your job as a coach to get the players in there who, you know what I'm saying, to get them to develop to be what they are, right? And you got to be able to pay attention to what's going on and the dynamic of the team to where they get better. Tibbs don't do that. Everyone knows that he don't do that. He just sit them out there to play. He feels like his job is to coach. Your job is to come prepared to play. Very old school way of doing it. And I get it. And here's the thing. It works to a degree. But when you see a young player like what happened when Obi kind of get frustrated like that and start barking on a coach, coming after a game, what was it, a game 5 loss, the way they lost and how Randle played. Because trust and believe, B. Trust and believe. Conversations are being had. Conversations are being had behind the scenes. Like how you letting this cat rock out like this? He making all these mistakes. And he playing like garbage. Like it ain't like Randall's killing. He playing like garbage. And I'm cooking, and you let him play over me. B, come on. You know what I mean? Guys is beefing in the background. That clip that they let out showed exactly what was going on behind the scenes. That dudes in the locker room arguing, dudes are possibly fighting in the locker room, and that's all coaching. And people try to make it seem like, oh, it's not the coach's responsibility. You better let's believe it is. It's culture, man. It's the culture in the locker room. Coach plays a major part with that. Gravity. I didn't feel that they got rid of him, Obi, especially with him being from New York and always wanting to play for the New York Knicks as a Knicks fan. I gotta watch the clip. Yeah, you gotta watch that clip, man. You gotta watch that clip. Did I put? Check my video. Check my videos. Yo, did I put a clip on there? Let me check right here. Let me see. Nah, I can't do it from here right now because this thing is kind of. Check my videos, man, because I did the video talking about that, and I think I left a clip of it. I think I did in the description. I think I pasted it. Excuse me. I think I pasted it. Just drinking my tea, man. Shit, damn, that shit finished. Um, but yo, he was barking on him. And then they said that they had to restrain him in the back. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like Randall and them cats, they had to restrain him because he was getting on them. Like, yo, you supposed to be like Obi said something like, yo, you supposed to be the coach, Tibbs. And Tibbs says something like, I'm the coach. He said, obviously not. You obviously not the coach. Cause you letting these niggas do whatever. And we losing games because of that shit, man. Yo, Knicks Nation, what's going on, man? How's things going, boss? I hope you're enjoying the summer, man. I definitely do. It was today, man. I was at the beach and stuff, man. Had to get back out and touch down my people, man. Kind of really get out. I put that short clip out, and then seen the response. I was like, all right, let me get back to my peoples real quick, man, because I'm out enjoying the summer, doing me running around. And I was like, I got to kind of sit down and kind of reach back out to my people, man. So I appreciate you coming through. I know you're busy too, man. So definitely appreciate you coming by the live and popping in and saying what's up. Appreciate you, my guy. Uh, so with him getting at barking like that in the back, it already showed exactly what I knew was going on. That them dudes is back there beefing, they fighting, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about next station. I'm talking about, yeah, like Obi, man. I feel like they did him wrong, man. They did him dirty, man. Obi is New York City through and through, chopped cheese and all. You know what I'm saying? Word up. He up there getting chopped cheese the Yaki way. You know what I mean? He's showing you how he's laid in this city, man. Period. Going to the summer tournaments and all that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to the regular Dykeman joints. He in the hood. He going to, you know what I'm saying, Kingdom. He up there. You know what I'm saying? So we get crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's right in the middle of all that. You know what I'm saying? So he's New York City, man, through and through. This is his dream to play here. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Tibbs put so much into Randall that he didn't give this kid any room. It's like, all right, boom. You know what it's like? I'm giving all you guys a quick scenario. It's like at a job when you know that you're a better employee than somebody, you're better than them as far as your production and the things you do at work. But the supervisor is close with the person that you're trying to get the new position over. They tight with them. So ain't no way you gonna get that new position because the person in that position and the supervisor are like this. And that's how it was with Randall and Tibbs. So Tibbs was never gonna give Obi a shot because he knew, especially at the end of last season, When Obi started balling and Randle was just done because he did the thumbs down, he was finished in his city. Obi started balling, man. He was dropping 30, 25, 28. He was killing. He had to see this. He had the city rocking. He was calling his name, everything. Randle could not handle that. So Tibbs made sure this year that didn't happen at all. Now, granted, yes, Randle played well. He did. I'm not knocking that. But the guy has a lot. He's playing like 40 minutes a night, so of course his numbers is going to be inflated. Not saying that he's not a good ball player, but you give a good ball player that leeway, his numbers are going to be inflated. They are. You know what I'm saying? And once again, not saying Reynolds a scrub because he's not, but he's been given every opportunity to succeed. But that's because of Tibbs. Tibbs believes in him because Randle gives you what Tibbs believes in. He believes in availability. He believes in hard nose. He believes in not complaining. You just come there, do your job, night in and night out. And that's what Randle. One thing Randle does do. He does play. He plays all the games. He doesn't take a day off. He doesn't do none of that. Some days he doesn't play well, but that doesn't mean he's not available. And that's the key with Randle. That's how he's able to maintain his stay. So when he's available to play, he has room to produce at a high clip. So with that being said, where's the room for Obi? There is no room for Obi because he's not given that same rope. Trust and believe that clip that was out there showed exactly what the hell is going on back there. I don't like them sending Obi away from his homes. Yeah, that's crazy. How they send Obi out and sign his brother though, crazy. Yeah, but that's not gonna last though. Gravity. That was just a kind of like a favor. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna happen. That was just for Obi to try to, because it's tension there, man. There's some issues, and Obi's been saying for a minute now, behind the scenes, obviously, that he wants to go. He don't want to be there anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, man, you know, that clip, you got to hear it, man. You got to hear it if you haven't heard it. That clip said a lot. And I think that when you have things kind of boiling, you got to kind of nip it in the bud before it gets crazy, before, boils over, right? It's like cooking, right? So you got to nip that in the bud. And I think the Knicks realize that they ran its course. You know what I'm saying? They try to make it work with Obi, but they've really kind of put all their eggs, really Tibbs, man, more than anything, with Randle. They have. So now, where does that leave room for Obi? It doesn't. Even as well as Obi's been playing, when given the opportunity, there is no room for him. There isn't. Because Tibbs is still on his BS playing the kid 10 minutes, 12 minutes. For Obi to be a solid player, he's got to be getting at least like 20 minutes a night, between 20 and 30 minutes a night. He's got to. That's the only way you're going to see his production rise. Period. But he's not giving that. He's not, because Tibbs is riding with Randle, because they're in it like this together, man. They're in cahoots. Imagine you being a Knicks fan your whole life and make it to the NBA on your lifelong team, and then that happens to you. Right? Absolutely, Gravity, man. That's what I'm saying, man. This is a lot deeper than your play. Does that make sense? That would be a bad taste in your mouth. Absolutely. My boy Knicks Nation said Obi was the odd man out. Right. The writing has been on the wall. Yeah, it has been. It has been on the wall, man. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're not wrong about that in 1 second. But I think for me, the kind of piggyback off of that, the writing was on the wall, but it didn't have to be, man. It didn't have to be. And that's where the issue is. Are we into winning games? Or are we into, you know, trying to look out for people? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the frustration with that. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like, you know, he was traded because he's not playing well. He was traded because he's not a good. This doesn't feel like that. This feels like he's putting too much pressure on the team to play him, and they realize you can't have two alpha dogs in the same room, man. You just can't. Somebody's got to go, and I think that Obi was the odd man out. And this is the business of the NBA, man. Like this is kind of like the ugly side of it, if that makes any sense. I get my charge. It's kind of like the ugly side of it, of the league, because charging my phone 1 second. I apologize. This is the ugly side of the league because you just not given the right opportunity, man, to really truly succeed. Agree, the Nova Boys are cool and all, but at the expense of Obi, right? Something has to be in their plans. Well, okay, check it out. Here's the thing, right? This is easy. This is not hard. Jalen Brunson is the top dog. He's the top dog on there. It's not Randle. It's Jalen Brunson. He's the top dog, and the Knicks identify that, and they understand that. He's the reason why Randle was what he was this year. Period. End of story. Let's not get it confused. Dante DiVincenzo was his boy. They're best friends in college. They're roommates, right? So this is all Jalen Brunson. This is all the Nova Boys, the trio. Josh Hart comes back. He extended and waited for the Knicks to kind of get their money together to get him secured in. He didn't want to be any other place. They got their boy over there in Brooklyn. So they got four of the Nova Cats who were big contributors. Gideon, what's going on, man? How you doing? I appreciate you coming by. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, do hit that like button. They got the 4 cats from that national championship team on the team playing in the city, and they're close to Villanova. So this is all inside jobs, man. That's all this is. This ain't nothing more than that. I like Dante DiVincenzo. I like what he does. But he doesn't take Obi's spot because you got to understand he's not 6'10". He's the same player as Josh Hart. He can just knock it down from the outside, right? He can shoot it well. He can shoot it. He defends well on the wing. He's solid on the wing, right? But we don't have that big man coming off Randle now. You don't have that. So, and now he pretty much bumps Deuce out. Well, he's bigger than Deuce. You know, Deuce is 6'2". You know, kid, he's about where's DiVincenzo, about 6'4", 6'5", right? What is it? Well, how big is he? He's not 6'5". I think he's about 6'4", maybe. Let me take a look real quick. He's 26. He's young. He's 6'4". Knew it. He's 6'4". So he's the same size as Josh Hart. So you know this is all an inside job. The kicker play, man. Listen, I'm not knocking that. The kicker play, which is great is that he shot 40% three. I'm looking at his stats right now. But perfect example, right, guys? He was with the Warriors. He played 72 games. He was available. He played 26 minutes a game, man. 26. Imagine you gave Obi those same minutes. 26 minutes a game. 26. Earl, what's going on, man? How you doing, Earl? Appreciate you coming by, man. So, and he shot a high clip, man. He shot basically 39.7. You round that up, right? Let's do our math. He shot 40% from three. So he could shoot the pill. One thing Josh Hart struggles with. So this is a great sign. It's kind of where the NBA is going, but now we don't have that backup from Randle, which he loves because he wants to play 80 minutes a game anyway. You know what I mean? He wants to play. He don't want to come out. He just want to get his stats up. We still need a big man to back up Randle. Absolutely, Gravity. That's just what I said. For those few minutes, I don't know who that will be exactly. So now we got to get to matchups, right? Now we got to get to matchups and what that looks like. What does that do for the Knicks? What does that do as far as when you put players in and Randall's got to get a breather? Where does the what does our lineup look like? Does that make IQ expendable? I think it does. No, no, no. IQ is the future, man. IQ is the future. And IQ also is one of Tibbs' boys. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. He's exactly what Tibbs loves. He defends. He can shoot. He's hard nosed and he's available. That's it. That's what Tibbs loves, man. So DiVincenzo's a good player. He does those same things, but he doesn't have the upside that IQ does. He doesn't. He doesn't have the upside. And remember, IQ's younger, so he doesn't have the upside that IQ does. You know, IQ could be a starting point guard anywhere and could possibly be an all-star. He's got that skill set. And him and his peoples know that too. So that's why he's waiting to get his money too this summer. So we got to see what this does as far as that goes. So no, I don't think no, because him and IQ they're different players. They have similarities, but they're different players, especially for what Tibbs wants to do. Gideon says Dante's a good signing. I just hope he can be consistent in the playoffs. He does not shoot 38% in the playoffs in his career. Agreed. Gravity says unless they have other plans in the works for their roster. Agreed. I can see them picking up somebody for a small minimum to kind of back up. But once again, also to Gravity, which is a key point, what does that do for our rotation, right? Remember, Tibbs only wants to play 9 guys. So if you get a 5th guy in there, who does that knock off? Right? Because what worked for us last year was that everything matched up perfectly as far as when the second unit came in. Right? Everything matched up beautifully. So we got to see what that looks like with DiVincenzo. Okay, Gideon says, I know we're talking about the New York Knicks, but when you look at Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, right, and the Nuggets, do you think that is a future dynasty? Dante does bring some smart plays. Where Aaron Gordon, is what I meant to say. Yeah, man. I mean, they could definitely be a dynasty. But I don't know, Gideon, if they're gonna keep guys. You know, what I mean, guys are gonna leave, man. They won a championship already. That's gonna be the hardest part. Are you gonna be able to keep those guys there? Because guys want to get paid. So Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray staying, Jokic is staying, but I can see a guy like Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter leaving if someone's gonna offer them more money, especially with the new. Damn, I can't even think of it, man. Sorry, man. Saturday. With the new with the new contract thing coming out, man, I can't think it out of my brain. I'm sorry. That's going to change everything as far as signings go. Like who can get more money, who could pay this. So that's going to change the dynamic with that. Not most guys are going to stay. See, Bruce Brown left. He's with who did Bruce Brown go to? Did he go to the Pacers? Where did he go? But he got a nice piece of change. So guys are gonna be leaving, man. They're not gonna really be sticking around. Need to get Fourier out of here, right? We'll be interested to see if they have to attach a first round and get rid of him. Yeah, that's a pretty hefty contract, man. So Bruce Brown went to the Pacers, right? Knicks Nation, that's a pretty hefty contract too, because he's getting the Knicks jumped out the window with him when they didn't even have to, but they jumped out the window. I think he's getting, how much is he getting this year? It's about 17 million. He's getting a lot of money, man. So it's not him, it's the contract, man. They gotta, that he's getting. Yeah, boss. They signed him. Remember they signed him 4 years, 73 million, man. How much he's getting this year? He's getting a lot of money, man. That's the problem with him, getting rid of him. Okay, this season he's getting 18 million. Who's gonna pick that up? Who gonna pick that up, man? The Knicks gonna have to pull some strings to get him out of here. And here's the thing with Fourier. I'm be honest with you. He could be a good player on a team that don't really need him to defend, just knock down shots. Like, believe it or not, Fourier will be a great fit for the Warriors. They don't need him to defend. Just knock down shots. Come off the bench and be like a Vinny microwave, right? Just come in, shoot. That's all we need you to do, and that's it. But that's a big contract, man. The Knicks got themselves stuck from that. Gideon says, I say a team like the Rockets, Wizards, or even the Nuggets might use the Fourier. Right. I agree with that, man. The Knicks got to attach something though, because no one's gonna want to pick up that contract. That's a lot of bread, man. Especially with everyone trying to figure out movements as far as what their money looks like and what they're trying to do as far as contracts. Guys trying to get free agents. You know what I'm saying? So Gideon says Fourier to the Warriors would be deadly. Absolutely, because he could shoot that pill, man. We got to be honest. He could shoot that pill. So he just can't defend. He's like a cone drill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like dribbling around the cones. He's like stuck in mud. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you get him in a situation where he's a pull and pop guy, that's it, coming off of screens, kind of like a JJ Redick type of dude, he could be also too. If you send him maybe someplace like with LeBron with the Lakers, and that's all his job is to do is just shoot threes. Oh man. But are they going to be able to win? Willing to take over that contract? That's the key. That's the key. You know what I'm saying? So we got to see, man. Yo, man, you got some Godzilla King of Monsters, man. This is wild, man. This is a wild movie. That's what I'm watching right now. It's wild, B. Imagine that. Crazy out here. Sorry, man. Sorry, got sidetracked. Okay, I know we will never be nearly. Gideon says, I know we will now know, but nearly have Michael Porter and Jamal on the Knicks. That's not gonna happen. Especially Jamal Murray, he's their future. Fourier could play, make two, right? I meant to say we could have drafted. Oh yeah, we could have. You could have. Okay, my boy Knicks Nation. Duncan Robinson was in the same boat, bench and had a bad contract. Then he balled out in the playoffs, right? Agreed, but that was because of injury, man. That was a lot because they lost their boy. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Hero went down, so they was forced to play him. You know what I'm saying? They was forced to play him. They couldn't do nothing else. You know what I mean? So I think that's what happened. When you look at Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Aaron Murray, and the Nugs, do you think it's a future dynasty? Heat needs shooting, right? Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah, ask him, man. Ask him. It's my guy. He's good with this stuff too, man. Me and my boy, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get him on my show too. I went on here, so he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. It's good, Nick stuff. But yo, man, we gotta see. I have a weird feeling Michael Porter will break out next year. Yeah, man. I mean, he's a good player, man. I mean, he's good. He's good. Come off the bench. Here's the thing, man. In the league, right? Get in. You got to know your role and master it, right? Understand this. There's only one basketball. These are the elites of the elite players in the league. Period. End of story. The guys that come to play, guys that come over here to play from Europe, they ain't staying in Europe. They coming over here. So you gotta know your role. You know your role and you master it. You could be a solid player in this league and make a lot of money. That's the key, period. Because not everybody's built to be a star. You could ball, you could play, right? But not everybody's meant to be the star, man. Not everybody's meant to have the ball in their hand. They know who the stars are. They got two guys or maybe three who's really there to shoot the ball. And when you get your opportunity, you got to make the most of it, man. Period. That's the way this league is. What are your thoughts on Paul George rumor coming to the Knicks? I don't like that deal. I don't like that. He's old. Yes, he's still perennial all-star, and he's an old guy, man. What like for what? I like what we have. I like Grimes at the two. If he comes, he knocks Grimes out of the two, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? That's going to cause some problems. I like what we have. And I don't know if two Tibbs will be in favor of that anyway because he loves Grimes. So Grimes is a perfect two because he likes to defend and he can knock down shots. It is a perfect combination to a Brunson. What are you gonna get out of Paul George? A year, 2 years maybe? Max? I'm not doing that. What do you think about James Harden to the Knicks? No. No. Send him to Serbia. You know what I'm saying? No. I don't want him here. Gone, Knox gone, Barrett. Knox gone, Barrett, Toppin gone. You think RJ's leaving? You think we're gonna get RJ up out of here? You think RJ's out of here? I don't know, man. Yeah, no Hard in the guard. Exactly, Knicks Nation. No. He's got to get out of here, man. There's no way. I don't even want him even close. I have a weird feeling. No. No, they're not going to be good. They're not going to go. I think the Knicks are done. I think the Knicks are done. I don't think they're going anywhere. I would love Brandon Ingram too, but that's a hefty price too, man. They're not giving him up. They will let go of Zion before him. He's young, man. He's young. He's big. He's big. He's about 6'10". He could defend. He could shoot the pill. He's exactly what the NBA is today. He could dribble that pill. He's a perfect combination. You know what I mean, of a player, right? So I would love him in New York too, but that's a hefty price. I see Zion getting traded, but you gotta find the right piece. Everything's got to line up financially. Period. Of the story. Guys could just trade people that would work, but it's got to line up financially. He's getting a hefty dollar out there. You know what I'm saying? Ha! You should have a panel. I'm definitely gonna get my StreamYard going. I'm definitely gonna have that next. I'm actually having my downstairs. I'm having my room set up, man, to where it's gonna be great for next season. It's gonna be official. I'll be live stepping it up, man. That's all because of y'all. It's all because of y'all. To where I'm going to definitely have that and have a panel we can kind of chop it up. I want to hear you guys' views and get you guys on. That's definitely going to happen. Um, Gideon said, "What do you think about the ESPN layoffs?" It was bound to happen, Gideon. Gideon, I appreciate that, man. I truly, truly do. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that, man. That was bound to happen, man. They're making cutbacks. Um, the money's kind of tight, man. If you kind of pay attention to what's going on, as far as like Disney and stuff like that, right? Look deeper. Like Disney's kind of there's a lot of things where if you guys are into movies and stuff, and I'm into that stuff like Marvel and stuff, um, like they're kind of cutting back on certain things, right? People aren't making money, man. The money is kind of tight, so Disney owns ESPN. So as they say, excuse my language, shit rolls downhill, right? So they had to make some cutbacks, man. They couldn't afford to keep certain guys. You know what I mean? So it kind of stinks that Van Gundy and those guys are gone. I would bring him. I would bring him to Madison Square Garden, man. I'll bring him over there. Help Clyde out, man. Clyde getting old, man. He was cursing this year. Say, yo, Clyde bugging, man. He getting old. And Breen's already there. All those New York City guys. Breen, Van Gundy, and Mark Jackson, all New York City guys, man. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely get those guys over there, put them on MSG. That's what I would do, anyways. Knicks Nation, LV needs to work for the Knicks. You should hear his ice cream analogy on Randle. Yo, man. Yo, check it out. Was I wrong, though? Was I wrong? Yo, boss, I'm telling you. You know I'm right. Right, Jan Goons game. That would be great, man. I have a weird feeling Mark Jackson is gone next. Yeah, man. What do you think that the future holds for Sims on the Knicks? Nah, man. Sims is. I mean, that's a good question. Do I see the Knicks keeping him? Yeah, but I see Knicks letting him go too. I don't really see. He's not really at peace. You know what I'm saying? He's really not. He's just there just to take up space, man. You know what I'm saying? In case someone goes down, but I can see them trading him and getting somebody else, and you know what I mean. He needs a lot of work though, man. He's too big and athletic to not be a better player than what he is. You know what I mean? Like he's got high upside, man. Like his athleticism is through the roof. I'm so surprised he's not a better player than what he is. That shows that he's got a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? Okay, Earl Garrett said we need a backup that doesn't mind riding the pine. Right. The Obi doesn't help us around. Right. You do need a guy like that. But then also too, Earl, when you say that, that's bad too in a sense. Because you want a guy that wants to come in and help and produce, man. You don't want a guy that just wants to sit on the bench and earn a check. He ain't gonna come out. He ain't gonna do shit. You know what I mean? So, what is his impact? Well, you want guys that's gonna impact winning, right? At the key, and Gideon touched on this. In regards to the Nuggets, you want guys coming off the bench that are gonna impact winning. Bruce Brown impacted winning, right? So that's what you need. Dante DiVincenzo, he impacts winning. Josh Hart, he impacts winning. That's what you want. You don't want guys just chilling on the bench collecting a check. I could do that. You could do that. You know what I mean? You want guys that's going to be able to push Randle. But see, they don't want that. They don't want Obi. He's too much of an alpha dog. He was coming in. You never know in practice. He might have been up in there dunking on Randle. You know what I mean? Guys didn't like that. They're like, yo, be easy, be easy, be easy. You know what I'm saying? Don't cook them too much. And when you get a person up in there like that against a guy like Randle who struggles anyway with just emotional stuff, right? He probably couldn't handle that. I played, like I said, man, I've talked to you guys. I played ball in high school and college, man. So I know, like, when you get in practice and stuff like that and get behind the scenes and dudes kind of like want to show out and show that they could play, right? Sometimes in practice, man, dudes be like, they be having fights, man, because dudes be cooking other dudes. She's like, yo, man, see you playing this guy over me, yo, I was busting his ass in practice. This is how the conversations go. And then dudes say something back, another dude, and they gotta be separated because who's ready to fight. Because you're passionate, man. You want to play. Obi, that's what you heard on that clip. You heard a guy that's passionate. He said, yo, Tibbs, you bugging, man. Tibbs, you wilding. He was telling them because he's passionate. He wants to play. He want to get out there and show the world what he could do. He don't want to sit on the bench, especially when you know you can play. And then I got one better, especially when you know you're in practice busting his ass in practice and coach overlooking you. There's a frustration that comes over there, and that's why I think the Knicks had to move because they realized it was too much stuff going on behind the scenes that they had to kind of, nip it in the bud before it got crazy going into the season. Exactly. Guys like Michael Porter Jr., right? Nikolai, right? KCP, Jeff Green made themselves better and sacrifice. Absolutely, because they want to win. They want to win. That's it. They want to push over behind Randle. Absolutely. Gravity, that's my point. They don't want nobody that's going to push him because they understand that, like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? They don't want that, which is bad. You know what I mean? But it speaks to the dysfunction of the Tibbs and the Randle relationship type of deal. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to run its course, guys. It's going to run its course because I don't see Tibbs being here like that much longer. Because if the Knicks don't win, which I don't see them winning next year, I see them going far in the playoffs, but I see them coming short again. Because I'm looking at the lineup and I like where we are. We're still a solid team, but are we going to be what the Nuggets were? Are we going to be, what other teams in this league are that are perennial playoff teams, right? Are we going to be that to get to the championship? I don't see that. We're a piece away. Also, Mike Malone was open-minded. Instead of criticizing, he was patient with Michael Porter, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, etc., and paid huge dividends. Right? Of course he was. I mean, all those guys are young players, man. All those guys are young players. They had to develop. The star player really there is Jamal Murray. He's the guy. Remember, he tore his knee up, so he was out for like a good year and a half, maybe I think 2 seasons. He wasn't himself. This year he was fully back to being himself, right? So he changes everything for them. Because Jokic is a good player. He's great. He's great at what he does. But what really helps him is those outside wing players. And him swinging the ball, those guys knocking down shots. That changes everything. Because then now he can operate and do what he does. I like Tibbs, and he is a good coach. At the same time, he needs to go deep in his bench sometimes. Yes, but I think that's Tibbs' issue, man. He's stuck in his ways, and what happens? Here's what happens, Gideon. You kind of get Edward Walker. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? I appreciate you coming by. Please hit that like button. What happens, Gideon, is this, right? You kind of, it's like fool's gold because you get excited about the winning, right? Guys come in, you win games, you start kind of like, developing a culture, you get in the playoffs, right? But it's like that's a cap, like you're capping out. You know what I mean? That's what Tibbs does. He caps everywhere he goes. So you win games and you get playoffs, but how do we get over that hump? How do we get over that? That to me, that's the key. How do we get over that? And that's where it's kind of like it gets a little crazy because you realize, all right, we're not going anywhere. Right? We know we're good. It's kind of like the Sixers, right? The Sixers are really, really good, but they're capping out. So now they got to make a decision on what they're gonna do with Embiid, with Harden, with Tobias Harris. Hey, Tobias Harris said something that I thought was great. He said something the other day, which I thought was very genius of him. One second, I gotta charge this thing here. This thing's about to die on me. I'm trying to multitask here, guys. And this is the league. This is the league in a nutshell. Tobias Harris said something great. He said because they want to get rid of him in Philly, right? The fans are tired of him. They think he's capped out too, right? Tobias Harris. But he said to him, he said, and this is the first time I heard a player say this, but he's 1,000% right. He said, yo, this King of Monsters is crazy, B. This thing, King Ghidorah or whatever, this thing is crazy. He's doing wild, B. I'm sorry. Tobias Harris said something really, really great. He said, if it was up to the fans, they would trade me. He said something like a crumb cookie or something like that. He said, but in the league, where are you going to get a 3-and-D wing? He's talking about himself now. A 3-and-D wing who can defend, who can shoot almost 40% from three, and who's averaging the amount that I'm averaging, and also too, who's going to play a good amount of games in a season. And he's 1,000% right. So the 76ers understand that. Like, how big is he, man? He's big. He's about 6'9". So where are you going to get a wing that could produce at that clip that is going to help you win games? Because guys, listen. Cut all the crap. Cut all the issues with guys not liking each other or all this other. The organization and the coaches, they want to win games. Who's going to help me win games to where I can keep my job? That's how the coaches think, right? So you got to put guys in there that are going to produce night in, night out. There's 82 games in a season. It is a long season, guys. So you need to have guys that you could depend on. And that is why Randle's able to get over with Tibbs, because he understands that Randle's going to perform and he's going to be there night in and night out. And Randle is very similar to Tobias Harris, and that's why I love that statement about Tobias Harris, because that's how they look at Randle. Where you're going to get a 6'10" guy that produces at that clip, plays every single game, is an all-star, all-NBA. Where are you going to get that guy? At $100 million. That they got to steal with his contract, and his production's at a high clip. You know what I'm saying? So I love that statement about Tobias Harris, because that's the league. That's the league. Now, us as fans, we know, like, yo, this guy, man, he's like, he's doing this, he's doing that. But through the organization's eyes, you could bring another guy in But he may not be able to do what Randle can do. And he might get hurt. He might not be able to defend. Then you see, because a lot of times, guys, if you watch the games like I do, you start to see like certain guys, you say, okay, you thought he was a good player, but you realize, okay, he can't handle it because the league is no joke. Right? So you're getting blitzed every night by top tier players every night. So can you handle the wear and tear of the NBA of what comes at you every night? Because they're elite players that you play against every night. So how do you handle that? A lot of guys can't cut it, man. A lot of guys can't cut it. And so you need somebody that's solid and that's stable and that shows like, yo, I can handle, producing every night. Every night. Yeah, Tobias Harris is a big contract, man, but so is look what Jared Grant got from the Portland Trail Blazers. Look what he got. He just got a big contract. He got over $100 million, didn't he? I might be saying his name wrong, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Jeremiah Grant, right? He just got a big contract from Portland, man. Huge contract. Grant is a better player. Edward Walker, I agree with that. I agree. I like what Grant does, but what I'm saying is, all right, he's better. He's better than Tobias Harris, right? But will you put Tobias Harris on that with him? So Tobias Harris like maybe third underneath him, fourth underneath him. He ain't like at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So if you could find your guy that could produce at that clip, you're gonna pay the guy. So Grant is 29 years old. He's 29. He just got 5 years, $160 million. He only played 63 games this year, so he missed 20 games. He averaged 20 and a half, shot 40% from three. He had a great season. He scored 20 points this year. He's 6'8", played 35 minutes a game, but he only played 63 games, right? Let's look at Tobias Harris. Right? So Tobias Harris played 10 more games. 11 more games at that. Right? Tobias Harris played 11 more games, scored 15 a game, 50% from the field goal, 50% from the field goal this year, shot 38.9, which is basically 40% from three. You see what I'm saying? So he's playing more games than this kid. He may not be averaging 20 a game, but he's averaging 15. So one is averaging 20, one is averaging 15. The other one is shooting 40% from three. This Tobias Harris is shooting 39% from three. He shot 47.5% from field goals for Portland, right? So, hey, sorry guys. Hey, it's okay. Hop in the shower, big boy. Hop in the shower. Sorry, man. It's my son, man. So, right? So think about it. So Tobias played 10 more games, averaged 5 less more points, but he shot 50% from the field. Grant shot 47.5% from the field. 40% from three from Grant, 39% from three for Harris. Grant had 4.5 rebounds a game. Tobias Harris had 6 boards a game, right? So you see what I'm saying, guys? You see what I'm saying? So to Tobias Harris's point, like, and here's the thing: Grant is 30 years. Grant is 29. Tobias Harris is 30. So, guys, there's not that much of a difference from that player. I mean, I understand, like I get it, like what we see, but I'm telling you how management sees it, like how they're looking at it. There's not that much of a player, man. There's not that much of a difference. You ready? Tobias Harris is getting 5 years, 180 million, right? Grant is getting 5 years, 160 million. What the guys is that? You said the same guy. They're the same. They're the same guy, and that's the league. That's the league in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't think Grant is an all-star, but I think he's a really, really good player in this league. But you see what these guys are getting. Are you willing? Because we need a 3-and-D wing. Are you willing to pay Grant $160 million? He's 29 years old. Are you willing to pay him that to put him at the 3? I'm just asking. Anybody let me know. Are you willing to pay that guy that amount of money to play the wing? Hell of a player. Solid. 29 years old. He's been in the league for a minute, right? But he's developed into this player. He's developed. Like, guys, he wasn't 5 years ago. He wasn't doing this. You know what I'm saying? So he's developed into this type of player. He's developed. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand. Like, when I'm breaking down his stats, he came in the league. He came in the league 2014, 2015. So he's been in the league going on 10 years now, right? So the first year in the league, he averaged 6.3, 9.7, 8 points, 5.4, 8.4. 2019, he averaged 13.6. The Nuggets, he averaged 20. He's been traded all over the place. 76ers, Nuggets, Pistons, Trailblazers. So he's been with 4 teams in his 10-year NBA career. So now he's starting to have his breakout year. These last 3 seasons, and that's where he's making his money. His last 3 seasons. So now he's banking. Now he's he's an NBA pro, man. He's a solid pro. Grant has elite defense. Agreed. That's how he's been able to stay in the league, right? That's how he's been able to stay in the league, Edward Walker, because he's great defensively. But the question is also too, um, he's been given time to develop, but that's why he's been traded, right? Also too, he's 6'8". He's an athletic wing. Because Tobias Harris is what? Oh, damn it. Had it. Tobias Harris, same height, 6'7", 6'8". You know what I'm saying? So these guys have had time to develop, right? Look at Tobias Harris, right? So he's been in the league for over about 11 years. Averaging 16 points too. Tobias Harris came in averaging 5 points a game, then 5 points a game. Then he exploded his 3rd year with the Magic, averaging 17, then 14, then 17, then 13. Then he was with the Pistons. He's been with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's been with 5 teams in his 11 NBA career. 11-year NBA career, Tobias Harris. His big season was with the Clippers in 2018, 2019. He averaged 20.9, then with the 76ers, 18.2, 19.6, 19.5, then 17.2. He averaged last year, and this year he's at 14.7. That's why the guy's getting money, man. He's producing, man, at a high clip. At a high clip, man. It's this league is tough, man. Do you think we can get a second round with Tobias that's up and coming this season? I don't know, man. It depends on who's in the draft, and who's going to be able to, who's going to have staying power, man. Who's going to be able to kind of be here, in this league and be able to produce. That's what you want. You want solid guys, man, that can produce. You know, like perfect example, right? You saw what the Nuggets did, right? Gideon was talking about that earlier. Big shouts to Gideon. But you see their team. You see those are guys. Aaron Gordon's a journeyman, right. Porter had a back problem. Excuse me. No, Jeff Green's a journeyman, right? Aaron Gordon, right? He was a high draft pick. He didn't really develop well. He kind of was athletic, big, but they didn't know where to fit him. Now he knows his role, right? Then you got Jamal Murray, you got Bruce Brown, you got all these guys that are solid NBA pros, but they know how to win. These guys know their roles, man. They know their roles. They're not coming in trying to be superheroes. They know their roles, and they're committed to winning. They've been the best team in the league all year, right? So you got to find guys like that, but that can produce. That's the biggest thing. How do you affect teams winning? Period. Period. That's why Josh Hart was the biggest pickup for the Knicks. Look what he did with winning. Look how he affected winning. When he came with us, when he got with the Knicks, we went and we went 17-8 when he came here with us. 17-8. The guy knows how to win, man. He knows how to win. So you got to have guys here that's going to affect winning, period. And that's the name of the game in the league. Right? Perfect example, right? A guy like OG Anunoby, right? He's the big talk of the town, right? Because he's 25 years old. He's 6'7", right? He's not getting much money. He's only getting $3 million a year. But the GM over there, Masai, right? If that's his name, like OG, right? Like Masai, right? The GM, he knows that OG Anunoby's a premium in this league. He knows that. He understands that. OG Anunoby came in the league 2017, right? 2017, 2018. 5.9, 7 points a game. Then his breakout year, 2019, 10.5 points a game. Then 2020, 15 points a game, 16 points a game. Then last season, he has 17 points a game. Then this year, 16.8 points a game. So basically 17. I mean, he's producing at a high clip, man. He's shooting 40% from three. 5 boards a game. And he defends. And he's 6'7", same height as Tobias Harris. And he's 20. He's only 25 years old. He understands that's top dollar in this league because this guy is on a trend, right? So next year he could possibly average 19. They want a ransom for OG. You know why? Edward, man? Because he's a premium in the league. He's a premium. And here's the thing, guys. He doesn't need to be averaging 20 points a game. Cause you already got guys there that's gonna do that. You got the 3 top dogs. You got Randle. You got of course Brunson, and now you got RJ. That's gonna probably play better this year. So now you got 3 guys who score at a high clip and who need the ball in his hands. So all you need is a guy on the wing that could produce, that's big, that could defend, and he's available every night to defend the wing and be strong down there, to rebound with Mitch, to rebound with Randle, right? So think about that. And he's averaging 17 points a game. So you put that with RJ. You put that with Randle. You put that with Brunson, right? And Big Mitch in the middle. Huge. The Knicks got to make it happen. I agree. I agree they got to make it happen. But Masai, the GM, to make sure I'm saying his name right. GM for Raptors. Ujiri, right? He knows that. He understands what this league is. So they're gonna want top dollar for him because he's young. He's only 25, and they see he's trending up. So it's your production, man. And imagine him coming over to the Knicks, how he can affect winning for us. Again, the OG Anunoby can make the Knicks from the 5th seed. We could be the #1 seed in the East and be a contender because we got a guy that can put the ball in the basket and a Jalen Brunson. You got a bully on the Baja like Randle. Then you have a rising, strong wing guard like RJ, 6'6", 6'7", about the same size as OG Anunoby. You got OG Anunoby over there. Then you got a guy like IQ coming off the bench, Josh Hart coming off the bench, DiVincenzo coming off the bench, right? Come on, man. Need to pick up David Duke Jr. Who said that? Doctor Whom, What, Where? Whom, What, Where? What's going on, man? How you doing? I appreciate you coming to my channel, man. I truly, truly, truly do. Truly, truly do. Truly, truly do, man. Truly, truly do. So we got to see, man. We got to see. You know, we got to see. We got to see. Keith Turner, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? I appreciate you coming by, man. Off guard pickup, nice on defense, right? I know he's with the Nets. Evan Walker, he's with Nets, man. He's a young player. I think he came out of high school, right? I think he went to that G Elite thing, I think. But the problem with him is that, if I'm correct, sorry, man, I'm talking to y'all looking at Godzilla, man. It's wild. The problem with him is that we already got a guy like him. He's not that big. He's maybe 6'5", 6'4". So that's DiVincenzo, right? So we need a 6'7" guy, 6'8", like we said, like a Tobias Harris, Grant, Jeremiah Grant, and there's a guy in Toronto that's just that, and that's OG Anunoby, right? But Masai Ujiri wants the moon and the stars for him. He wants the moons and the stars for him, and the galaxies, and Godzilla, what I'm watching, and all the kings of the monsters. That's what he wants for OG Anunoby. That's what he wants for him. You know what I'm saying? That's what he wants. Because listen, man, he can change everything for the Knicks just because of what he can do and what he can provide, right? And that would be an amazing pickup. That would be an amazing pickup. I honestly like, but I don't want to give up anything really for him. I want to see if we can get him in free agency or something like that. If we get OG, we would have to trade RJ for him and put Dante in the starting 2 spot with OG. I like that much better. But see, I don't want Keith, man. I don't want to give up RJ, man. I don't. RJ's got a high upside, man. You got to understand where this league is going and how these players are and how these guys are developing, man. RJ's gonna get better, man. He's gonna get better. You gotta be patient with these guys, man. You can't be quick to just get rid of these dudes, man. I just read off Tobias Harris' stat line from when he got in the league, and Jeremiah Grant from when they got in the league. You gotta understand, RJ's on the uptick, man. Yeah, he had a tough season shooting, man. That's okay. That's okay, man. RJ came in the league, right? RJ came in the league 2019. 56 games he played. He averaged 14 points a game. Second season, 17.6 points a game. 2022 season, 20 points a game. Last year, he averaged 19.6. He's on the uptick, man. He's on the uptick. Last year, he shot the lowest from 3. Shot 31%. His 2021, he shot 40% from 3. So my thing is, he's on the uptick, man. You gotta ride it out with him, man. Because I'm telling you, he could be a legit pro in this league. Edward Walker. If we can get OG, RJ is gone. Yeah, man. But I don't. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't because I believe in what RJ. I'm thinking, guys. I'm not thinking like today. I'm thinking of what RJ could be 3 seasons from now. Do you think Terrence Davis would help need less collateral to pick him up? Terrence Davis. I don't know, man. I mean, I just feel like you want somebody that you know is just gonna produce, man. Like but once again, right? Like, because if I'm correct, I think he plays for Sacramento, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember. Because I remember seeing a guy. He played for Sacramento. Okay. I was kind of trying to remember the player because I remember the Knicks playing him. All right. Yeah, but I don't. Look it up. How big is he, man? Because I don't think he's that big. He's about 6'5", right? Just take a look. Take a look for me. Because I think he's not that big. Like boss. You listen. Same. See, come on, man. No, we already got a guy. We got Don DiVincenzo for that. We need a guy that's 6'8", 6'7". That's what we need. That's what we need. That's where we're at right now. We already got our guys that are six. James Russell 6'2", IQ 6'3", Grimes is 6'4", Hart is 6'4", DiVincenzo 6'4". We need to get these 6'7", 6'8" guys. You can't coach height, man. Who are athletic on the wing. Okay, Keith. Okay, to get OG, they have to trade RJ. That's the only way you're going to get him. Okay, Keith, you're saying get him now. I don't think the Knicks are making any more moves now. I think they're done making moves. I'm saying for like next season or something like that because I think OG is going to be available next season, if I'm correct. So that's how I'm looking at it, right? If you could trade Randle right now for Ben 10. You talking Ben Simmons? Ribby, what's going on, man? How you doing? You gotta let me know that you're here, man. You gotta let me know that you're here. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I'm glad you swing through, man. For this live I'm doing. You talking about Ben Simmons? Randle? Nah, man. He's gone, man. He's gone. He's not even on the basketball planet, man. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. Randall will be with the Knicks for the next 20 years. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, guys, but we're locked into Randall. Randall's not going anywhere. He's not. As long as Tibbs is here, I'll put it to you like this. Randall's been an all-star for the last 2 seasons and been living his life. Y'all know Gravity's laughing at me. I know, man. Ben Simmons, man. I don't know. Yo, man. Yo, he's a perfect example of I don't know if he loves basketball. I think he likes playing. I think he likes what it can provide for him. But I don't know if he likes playing anymore. Once he got the money and you saw just the guy just deteriorate. Like he just game in his mind. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And then I think what's bad is they keep on putting him in these big markets, man. You need to send him someplace, man. Send him someplace far away. Like send him like I don't even want to say Memphis, man, because that's crazy with Josh with that kid down there with them guns, and that's not a good look. They sent Derrick Rose over there probably to help him to give him mentorship, but you need to send Ben maybe to like Portland, or maybe like OKC, or maybe like to Houston, San Antonio, right? You need to send him to a place like that, man. He needs to kind of get away. He doesn't need to be in a big city, man. Yeah, Edward said Randall will be with the Knicks for the next 20 years. How could Ben fall off so fast? Yo, man, Ed, I just said it, man. It's just he's just been. Hold on, what's up, big boy? You hungry?
Actually,
No, I can't right now. I can't do that right now. Hey, if you're hungry, go in there and make yourself something to eat. Turn the light on. You see your food right there?
yeah.
All right, good. Make yourself a plate. Chicken's right there. All right. It's my guy, man. My son, man. So I just think that that's just kind of like what happened with Ben, man. You know what I'm saying? Basketball is a mental game. Agreed, man. You know, I just think playing in a big market like Philly is just not good for a guy like that, right? You know, or playing in New York, he's in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Like that's not good, man. You got to send him someplace to get his mind right, where he's not feeling the pressure, man. It's a lot of pressure playing in those major markets, right? It's a lot of pressure, man. So you know, I just think that that's kind of like just my opinion, kind of like what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? And Philly was on him crazy, and he could not rebound from that. He just couldn't, and that just knocked him off the horse, man. Because he was on his way, man. But then he got all the money, and he just probably said, "Excuse my language." He probably said, "Man, fuck this, man. I'm out of here." You know what I'm saying? Let me get my money. Let me go. Right, he is young, right? He can't come back, right? But Edward, that's why I said he needs to go someplace like the San Antonio, right? He needs to go maybe there, play with the new big kid from France, play there with him, right, and kind of just chill and develop his game, because then you probably possibly could see the return of Ben Simmons. But he needs to go someplace like there, maybe someplace like Portland, right? Maybe some like he needs to be someplace where he's kind of off the grid, right? You know what I mean? Someplace like that, and I think that worked for him. Wemby, right? Exactly. You know what I mean? So I think that'll be good for him. You know, I think Tyler Hero is going the same route as Ben 10. I don't think so. Tyler Hero had a decent year. He just got hurt, man. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine down there in Miami. Miami's tough though, man, because you gotta kind of be on point playing down there with them. You know, Pat the Rat, he don't play, man. He don't play. Spoelstra and those guys, they don't play. They kind of have a no nonsense. Yo, Namert, what's going on, man? Appreciate you, man. It's one of my guys, man. Long time listener, man. He's one of the top dogs up here with LV Live. Namert, what's going on, man? Happy summer to you and yours. I was at the beach today. Feeling it right now, man. Feeling it. Chilling. Talking to you guys about basketball. There's been a lot going on with the Knicks, man. So I'm just kind of chopping it up with y'all. And watching King of the Monsters, man. Watching Godzilla. As I'm chopping it up with y'all. Relaxing, man. He got rid of half their team today. Yeah, well, they maxed out those guys. And listen, here's the thing, man. It's good that happened. You know why? Because those guys maxed out, man. They got their money. They're able to kind of show what they can do, and they're gonna go someplace and make money, man. I see the kid, the point guard. He went over to Vincent. He went to the Lakers. He got a good deal. I think he got $33 million. You know what I'm saying? Those guys would have never made that bread, man, if they didn't get an opportunity to show what they could do. But that shows how good Spoelstra is as a coach, and that shows how good Pat Riley is, man. Those guys, they know what they're doing over there in Miami. They just do. You know what I mean? That's why they beat the Knicks. It wasn't, I just think, they know what they're doing, man. They know how to put guys in positions to succeed, period. And I think that's what it is. They're not stuck on this is what it should be. They're flexible, and they know how to move pieces around and grab guys that know their culture. Like, this is our culture and this is what we do. They know what they do down there in Miami. And if I'm correct, man, there's like something down there. You got to be in shape to play with them. Like, if you're not playing, um, um, like that day, you got to still like run like after the game and kind of make sure you're in shape to play with them. Like, you got to like be like, Like, so you're not in the military, like they kind of do like a check-in. Like you gotta make sure you can run a certain amount of miles at a certain time. Like that's how it is with the Heat. Like they don't play, man. They got an old school way of doing things down there, and they identify guys who lock into stuff like that. Not everybody can play down there. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that. Listen, man. Pat the Rat is a smart guy. He understands coming down to playing in Miami. It could be a lot for guys, right? Because it's the glitz and the glam down there. It's beautiful weather. It's a lot going on in Miami. So you got to make sure that you keep guys locked in to where they're able to come prepared every night and not get caught up in that nightlife down there in Miami. So that's why he makes it like a military type of deal down there, that you got to be in shape, man. You got to be locked in to play. You can't be just chilling, sitting on the bench getting fat. It don't work like that in Miami. You know what I mean? Like you see Udonis Haslam, right? He looked like he done lost like 100 pounds being down there, right? He's in great shape, right? Even though he's an older guy. I will walk. I think they monitor the back. That's what I'm saying. It's a top tier program they got down. They don't play, man. They do not play. Yeah, man. That's Doctor Who What Where. I love that name. Yeah, that's crazy how they did Oak Tree, man. It's crazy how they did him, man. Crazy how they did him. I was hurt. KP chose Boston. Well, yeah, man. That's a good fit for him. Good fit for him. We're not a good fit for him. He's not starting over Randle. He's just not. Listen, guys, I think it was Edward Walker that said it, right? Randle's gonna be here for the next 20 years. Randle's locked in with us, man. He's not going anywhere. Once again, it's just the Tobias Harris thing, right? Like what he said earlier. Where do you get a guy that's about 6'10", he's averaging 25 and 10? 25 and 10 is what he's averaging. That's a two-time All-Star in the last 4 years, and is a two-time All-NBA. Ready? Making only $100 million. Where do you get that in this league? You don't get it nowhere, man. You don't get it nowhere. That's a steal. Malika should have never let him go. Yeah, man. I mean, he was doing all right over there. You know what I mean? He's doing all right, but he wasn't. Listen, man, this is the best he's ever played in playing with the Knicks, right? This is the best he's ever played. This is the best he's ever looked. He looked pretty good in Orlando. I mean, not Orlando, excuse me. New Orleans. He looked pretty good over there. And that's why we took a shot on him. But it was a shot. We was going to see what he did. That's why we picked up Obi, because he played so bad his first season. So we said, let's get this kid out of, he's a New York kid. Let's try to, you know what I mean? And Tibbs saw something in him, and that's what really helped him develop his game and really work hard. And Tibbs gave him a shot, man. Tibbs gave him a shot. He believed in him. And that's what's helped him. But, he's not going anywhere, man. But if it does not turn into winning, so what? No, Edward Walker agreed, man. That's the key. But that's why Brunson is here. Brunson clears up a lot. He clears up a lot of mistakes with Randle, man. A lot of mistakes. So when I'll give you a perfect example, right? How many times this season have we seen Randle do a bonehead play, turn his back to the defense, and just he can't see the floor. Like he just can't. He makes a bad play. He makes a bad turnover. He just does something crazy, and you're like, yo, Rand, what are you doing, right? And then Brunson will come down in two sequences, hit a three, then get a runner and get an N1, right? So think about that. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's my guy, man. My guy. He's back there eating dinner. He was at the beach today, man. He's back there eating dinner. So how many times have we seen that? You know what I'm saying? This year. So Brunson has covered up a lot of that stuff for Randle. He's the key, man. He's the key, and the Knicks know that. So that's what's kind of helped, Randle really develop this year. And the Knicks understand who the top dog is. That's why DiVincenzo was here. He got his boy. And guys, pay attention. Did Mikal Bridges sign his deal yet? I'll say it again. Did Mikal Bridges sign his deal yet? Haven't heard yet, right? Okay. All right. So I know they signed Cam Johnson, right? He got $100 million. Do the Knicks try to get Mikal Bridges over here on a league-friendly deal to play over here with his boys? Does that happen? Now look, now be clear. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is. Nets not doing it. I agree. I agree. But look it up real quick. Mikal Bridges, man, his numbers were big time this year, man. He averaged 26. What's the cost? Narrett said. He's gonna want big time money, man. He's gonna want big time money. Because remember, he's still on his rookie deal. But he could sign his extension. He could sign they could sign him to an extension this year. If it did happen, we could be, oh man. Listen, get Gravity, listen to me. Listen to me, Gravity. If they could get Mikal Bridges, the Knicks are gonna be the number 1 seed this year in the playoffs. In the East. And they're gonna be contending for a title. You heard it here first. If they do something crazy and get Mikal Bridges over here, I don't know what. I'm just, we just jumping out the window right now, okay? We're jumping out the window. If they can get Mikal Bridges over here, or if he signs a deal where he's like, listen, I don't want to sign nothing crazy because really I'm trying to go to the Knicks. Doctor Who, what, where? True Knicks fans equal dreaming. Oh, man. If that could happen, yeah, we'll win the championship. We'll hold you there. Of course. Enamored, man, I want you to. That's what we do here. Coach Sierra 16, not getting Bridges, but a trade's coming. Coach Sierra 617, appreciate you coming by. If it's your first time coming by, please subscribe. Hit that like button. I don't know if a trade is coming. I think the Knicks are done. If they can't get somebody like Bridges or something like that, or maybe an OG Anunoby, I think they're kind of done. I don't know. Because remember, they still got to sign IQ. I think they're going to sign IQ this summer. So we got to see what that looks like. First thing I did was sub. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for coming through and subbing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bridges ain't putting you over top 3. If he comes, he is. Doctor Who won't wear. If he comes, he is. He's putting us over the Celtics. That's a definite. Who else? He's putting us over Philly. The only one we got to contend with is the Bucks, and I think he might put us over the Bucks. I think IQ, RJ, Sims, and Fourier are going this summer. Whoa. IQ and RJ. Where are they going, Coach? I want to hear that. Over Miami, Doctor Who won't wear. Absolutely, man. Come on, yes, yes. With that lineup, of course, the Knicks were better than Miami during the regular season. They should have beat them, if you want to be honest. But when Randle didn't show up, he talking about he got got an ankle injury. Everybody got an ankle injury. He signed already. Who signed already, Ribby? If Brooklyn's dumb enough to hand us the EC championship, I'll take it. Right. I'm saying the same thing. Yeah, Bucks Hawks with new coach. What is his name? Keep turning. Dante is getting that starting two spot. I need a wing in RJ spot. We need a better 3-point option. Dante's not starting over Grimes. It's not happening with Tibbs there. It's not happening. Tibbs did not want to give up Grimes to get a to get Spider Mitchell, man. Tibbs didn't want to give him up. That's what stopped everything. They said it was RJ. It wasn't really too much RJ. It was Grimes because they wanted Grimes. And he said no. And so they said, okay. And Danny Ainge being always Danny Ainge, he said, yo, now I want RJ. You know what I mean? That's when the Knicks signed RJ to that big deal, like pretty much let them know like RJ's not going anywhere. And he said okay, and that's why he did that deal up there with the Cavs. Coach said, I just don't think they dealing with us. Brooklyn, right. No, they can't. Wow, Knicks pick Knox over Bridges. Yeah, that was crazy. All right, we'll see. He signed 4 years already. Bridges signed. He signed. When did he sign? He signed within this a couple weeks ago. Let me see. Ribby. He signed with Phoenix. Yeah, I do know that. I'm just saying because what I'm saying is that Ribby, he can sign an extension with the Nets. But what I'm saying is, what if he doesn't? Because he signed the rookie extension. I remember that. So I'm just saying. Once again, I'm jumping out the window. I'm not. Come on, let's just be clear. I know what's going on. I know Brooklyn is most likely going to sign him. Like I'm not. You know what I mean? We're not. I'm just saying. What if? What if? What would I give up for Bridges? Coach said everything. Coach, what's everything though, man? That's Knicks got a couple of good friendly deals as far as contracts go. So what's everything? Like who are you giving up? RJ, IQ, and picks. Wow. That's a lot, man. But you gotta play the play. I understand that. But RJ and IQ is big. Everybody wants him now, man. He's talking about Mikal. This guy. Back to the old drawing board. I'm not. It's crazy. I like Mikal Bridges, man. I do. I like what he brings. I just don't know if I give up RJ and IQ for him. I love what they bring, man. And I love what RJ's upside is. Now, Mikal he's the next thing in the NBA because he's a wing, he can defend, he's big too. He's a 6'8". He's big, he's long. He looks like Kevin Durant out there, right? He's just not as tall, but he's long and athletic. Those things you just can't coach, right? And he has that. That's why Phoenix try to lock him in, right? But IQ is IQ, man. He gives us a different element when Brunson comes out. And that's the thing. I would do RJ and 2 picks for OG. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to let go of RJ, man. I don't. I know a lot of people going like, you're crazy. Yo, I don't want to let go of RJ, man. I don't. I love his upside, man. He's only 22 years old. He's going to be 23. He's already averaging 20 points a game. He's going to get better. He's going to get better. He's so young, man. He's so young. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing, man. Like, those guys are young, man. And I know, like, you got to pay to play. Like, I get all that. But I'm just saying, man, like, it's just OG is 6'8", 213. Listen, I agree with that. But here's the thing, coach. I will wait till next year. I don't think he's gonna sign a deal with Toronto because they don't want him there. Masai and them, they're beefing, man. He's not happy. That's why they talk. That's why he was on trade blocks during the free agency during the season. And they was talking about him possibly going to the Knicks, and the Knicks picked up Josh Hart. So trust me, like, I know, like, you know what I mean. So he doesn't want to be in Toronto. They don't want him there. Some issues there. Even though they got rid of Nick Nurse, like, still, it's just some issues there, right? Even perfect example, Fred VanVleet, he left, right? Yo, coach is sending everybody up out here. He says he would send IQ, iHeart, Sims, Fourier, and 3 picks for Cat. No way. I'm not doing that. I love Cat, man, but you know Cat's problem is, coach? He play when he want to play, and I can't have that. Like he's too good of a player. Edwards said no. Exactly. Coach, I like Cat's upside, man, but he played when he want to play, man. And him and CAA in full effect, absolutely. And him and Randall gonna be in the back fighting, man, because they gonna be barking on him about why he ain't playing hard. Cat he's too like that, man. That's the issue with him. He's not a Knicks guy. He's not. He's Edward. He's not, man. That's the only issue with him. Great upside, man. Good player, but he's just too iffy. As long as he wants to play in the playoffs. I agree, man. We got to get to the playoffs, though, man. You bring him here, him and Tibbs gonna have problems because he don't want to play defense. He's lazy, man. He's a lazy player. That ain't gonna work with Tibbs. How is he not a Knicks guy? He's not a Knicks guy because he doesn't fit the culture, man. He's gonna have a problem with Tibbs. He's not tough. Exactly, Edward Walker. Exactly. He's not. He's you know what I'm saying? From New York area, CAA Mafia. Nah, I agree. And he's from Jersey. He's a Jersey cat. I know. Walker said he's soft. Yeah, man, he got issues. He's not. He's gonna have a hard time here, especially with all those guys and Tibbs and Thomas going in 2 years. Yeah, he's going in 2 years, right? But 2 years is 2 years. You know what I'm saying? That's a long time. That's 2 seasons. So what is that? 100 and doing my math, man. 164 games. So I'm just saying. So, guys get hurt during that time. Guys produce at a high clip. Guys start playing bad. His dad's at Leon Rowe's first game as president of operations. Let that sink in. Listen, now, I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying that it won't happen. Let's be clear. Front office about relationships, I agree with that. I'm not saying it won't happen. What I'm saying is that I don't want it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Because I already see the writing on the wall. You know what I mean? But perfect example. Him and Randall wouldn't be able to coexist, though, man. They're the same guy. They're the same player. They do not play down there, and they play outside. So he's got to start. So we're going to put him at the 5? He doesn't like playing the 5. He likes playing the 4. Randall's the 4. So who's going to be a center? You're not bringing Cat to come off the bench. And what Tibbs loves is he loves a big guy that defends and blocks shots and rebounds. That's what Big Mitch does. So how does that fit? You know what I'm saying? Now I get it, CAA Mafia and all that. Like I'm totally understanding of that. Like, I'm just saying I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't. It would cause too many problems. And I'm all about winning, man. We gotta win. Especially after what happened this season, you kind of get like excited about what the possibilities are. Play Randall and Cat and bring Monster Mitch off the bench. He's not gonna. Okay, Tibbs is not gonna want to do that. He wants a guy in the middle that could block shots and defend, stagger them. No, listen, I get it, but he's not gonna want to do that. He's not gonna want to do that. And then you know what happens, man. Guys like Cat, he want to play. He's gonna want to play. It's gonna be. It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. So I see a lot of issues with that. See a lot of issues with that. Cat costs too much too. Yeah. Yo, real quick, everybody, man. Yo, why they do Obi like that, man? Why they do Obi like that, man? I'm still on. Yo, they did Obi filthy, man. My man said y'all got no faith in Jericho Sims' growth. You know what the problem with Jericho Sims, man? He got to work on his game, man. He got to work on his game. He's too athletic to be like you saw him play. Like, he's like lost out there, man. He's like lost. Like, he don't like. Yo, coach, he going to eat in Indiana. He going to eat, he gonna be like he gonna be averaging 20, man. He gonna get busy out there in Indiana, and he gonna get a big contract after that. Old head, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming by. If you haven't, please hit the like, subscribe button. Thank you for coming by, old head. We need a 6'8", 6'10", 3D wing and a backup power forward. Yeah, man, we need those two things. We need those two things. Yo, why they do Obi like that, man? I know, man. That's what I'm saying, coach. Why they do Obi like that, man? Obi New York City all day, man. Through and through. Chopped cheese and all. I said it earlier. Got the chopped cheese the Yaki way, you know what I mean? Anybody from the city gotta go to chopped cheese, man. Chopped cheese official, man. But you gotta make sure that they toast the bun. They gotta toast it. He did my man Obi filthy, man. He did him filthy, man. Filthy. Edward Walker said all Tibbs had to do was give Obi more minutes and Randall less minutes. You know, he loves Randall, man. He loves Randall too much. Too much. He wanted to give him like 38 minutes, man. Yo, you could cut that in half. You can give him 30 minutes and give Obi like 20. Let Obi and him play a little bit together. Make sure Obi get a little bit to over 20 minutes. Obi could have been averaging like 12 and a half. 12 and a half points a game, 13 points a game. Could have been, you know what I'm saying? Did him filthy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. They did the Obi, man. Yo, listen, I was happy for him, but I was kind of tight, too. Yeah, he's going to be an all-star one day. I'm telling you, he's going to. Tom is actually not a good coach, right? He's a great assistant coach that lucked into the big chair. Coach, I have to give you a stamp of approval on that, man, because I totally agree, man. Remember, he's from the old guard, man. He's from the bench of Rick Pitino, of Pat the Rat and Jeff Van Gundy. He was on that coaching staff. And because of his relationships in the league, he was able to get a job as a head coach. And he brought a lot of those philosophies that those guys had into those teams. And he was able to get a star like Derrick Rose that really helped him kind of solidify himself. He was able to get a workhorse like Joel Joakim Noah, excuse me, um, 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 Luol Deng, right? And so that played a big role for him, right? That Boston title helped him get it. Yeah, absolutely. Right, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Totally agree. That helped him get a good coaching job. Right. So, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, so all those things developed, you know what I mean? So, but he's actually not a good coach. I do agree with you. Um, I think he's a solid coach. He knows how to win games. He can get you in the playoffs, but I think he caps out there. My man said Dolan is out the way, leave him alone. Yeah, Dolan chilling, man. But that's good. He letting Leon and them boys do what they gotta do, which I like. He said you buy his album, coach. Yo, we play the guitar, right? Yeah, he be rocking out. Yo, coach, you a wild boy, right? Doctor, who, what, where? That's kind of funny. You buy his album. That's funny. That's a good one. My man got good timing on that. Yo, man, it's the Villanova boys, man. They taking over. That's why I see Bridges coming over here. I can see him sign. He's still young. I can see him signing a deal to where it's a friendly deal with Brooklyn, maybe an opt out, and I think he tries to get over here, man. I think they you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna knock their boy from getting their money, but they're not gonna knock their boy from getting his money. But I think they're gonna try to they're gonna try to get him. They're gonna try to get him. Where's the thing go? They're gonna try to get him over here. Well, he signed a 4 year. What was it? He signed a 4 year deal, right? Coach, I think it was like 90 million. He got bread. He got some bread from the Suns because that's who he signed it with. And I think it was somebody look it up. I think I want to say 2018. I want to say 2018 that he signed that deal. I want to say that. Somebody look it up. I want to say that. Somebody look that up. I believe we need a wing to send the tempering squad to Brooklyn. We need a WWW. Yeah, there's a lot of tampering going on, man. You know that. Yeah, we got to see, man. It's. We got to see. We got to see. It's an exciting time, man. It's an exciting time. I do think that the Knicks are in a perfect situation that they want to be in as far as the players that they want. They got a lot they could do. They do have guys like RJ, of course, IQ, Grimes, Mitch, Randall. Look at the players they could trade if they want to really get a star. But do you do that though, right? Because you want to keep your young players. You want to develop those guys because you got to think down the line. These are guys you want to develop. You want to be a key cog in as far as a contender for a championship. Absolutely, Ever Walker, you're in a good position. That's what I'm saying. So you want to be like, I could see it to where like maybe not next season, maybe the season after, the Knicks could be in a championship, right? And let's say they win, but the following year, let's say they get back to the championship, but they lose, and then the next year maybe they win after that. They could win 2 championships. I'm just throwing things out there, right? But it's all with your young core players. So you can really get like the next 6 years, man, the Knicks could really be, doing big things in the league and being a winning organization again, like what they were in the '90s, man, with Ewing. Because listen, man, I remember all through high school and college, man, during those years. I'm giving away my age, but the Knicks were always in it. The Knicks were always in it. The Knicks were always in the mix. They always were considered a contender coming out the East. It was the Bulls, the Knicks, and the Pacers. Like those 3 teams in the East were like synonymous with possibly winning the championship. Of course, the Bulls being at the top because of Jordan, the Pacers being there because of Reggie Miller, and the Knicks being there because of Patrick Ewing. And they were always a solid. And of course, you had the Heat in there also, right? Thrown in there with Mourning and Tim Hardaway and the crew, right? So you had them in the Knicks, but the Knicks would always be knocking them off, right? So the Knicks, but they was always getting knocked off by the Bulls, but they would always knock off the Pacers, right? So the Knicks were in the mix, man. They was in a couple of championships during those years. Of course, they lost to the Rockets and they lost to San Antonio, but they were always in the mix, man. Eastern Conference Finals, they're constantly there, man, facing the Bulls. Or the Eastern Conference semifinals, like what they were this year, but they were a contender, man. That's what you want to build. You want to build that same type of energy in the city because it was fabulous this year, man. The Garden was on fire, man. Was on fire, especially in that first round against the Cavs. That game 3 in the Garden was electric, my man. Electric. Even Donovan Mitchell said, man, I never felt nothing like that. It was, come on. You know what I'm saying? And so, how do you keep that going? Right? How do you keep that going? It's not like Brunson is 21 years old. How's Brunson? Brunson, I believe, is 26. Right? Brunson is 26, man, I believe. Yeah, he's 26. He's 26, man. So, you got 6 years to really get him. He's going to be in, his prime years right now. So, 32, 33, he might be some power, starting to kind of like get down as far as his productivity, right? So you want to get these guys now. You know what I mean? Josh Hart is in the prime of his career too, right? DiVincenzo's prime of his career. Randle's in his prime right now, right? So you want to get these guys. So that's the thing, man. You could really make a really good push right now. Coming to season, Pacers versus the Knicks, yeah, man. Ed Walker, man, I'm tight that what they did to Obi, man. I just saw so much potential in him, man. I really did. I said, yo, you just gotta let him play, man. You gotta let him play and let him rock. But it's just so difficult because, once again, I keep on going back to the Tobias Harris statement. If anybody didn't know, but Tobias Harris said, if you leave it up to the Philadelphia 76ers, they'll trade me for like a crumb cake. He said, but in this league, where are you going to get a 6'8" wing who can shoot 40% from 3, average damn near 20 points a game, and who could defend? Where are you going to find that? And that's why, you know what I mean, he's where he is and he's making the money he's making. And he's 1,000% right. So we're in a situation where do you get what you got out of Randle these last 3 seasons? He's made an all-star season, made an all-star team 2 out of the last 3 years. He's been all-NBA 2 of the last 3 years. Like, where are you going to get that production? 25 and 10, right? So that's what these guys are looking at. So it just stinks for Obi because even though he has potential, that's not what management's looking at. You know what I'm saying? And so, to Coach's point, he gonna cook in Indiana. He gonna get busy out there. And so that's going to be a big thing. Coach says Knicks have to make a move. If the Heat get Dame, it's over. We can't stand pat. No. If they get Dame, then no. We got Brunson, man. We got Brunson. I ain't worried about Dame. I'm not. Yeah, you got Jimmy. Yeah, that's cool. But Jimmy wasn't cooking us like that, man. He gets busy. You know what I'm saying? He gets busy, but we got guys that get busy too. I'm not worried about the Heat like that, man. I'm just not. I think. Okay, I put it to you like this, Coach. If Randall gets his head out of his, you know what, and really locks in, and the Knicks beat the Heat. You know what I'm saying? That's where the problem was. It was just Brunson was doing his thing, and RJ was doing his thing too. Was playing well against the Heat. Randall was out touch. And then he's like, "Oh, I had ankle surgery." Yo, dude, everybody was getting hurt. Everybody was hurt during the season. Everybody's in off season getting surgery, man. You ain't gotta post that. Keep that to yourself. Jalen Brunson was playing on one leg. LeBron was playing injured too. LeBron had surgery too this offseason. And everyone knew he was hurt. LeBron was hurt. A lot of guys were hurt, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. You see Jimmy Butler, he's hobbling out there, man. Like, nobody wants to hear that. But he looks for like you could tell he's like an emotional guy, man. Like he looks for and wants to show people like, oh, see, this is why I couldn't play, man. You see my ankle, I had to get surgery. Yeah, so what? It's you and everybody else. What was the logic in getting second round picks for Obi? Okay, Ed Walker, this was the logic. The logic was Obi had to go, man. It was too many things going on behind the scenes, right? Once again, like I stated, if you guys go back, check out my video, I talked about it. I left a link, I believe, to the audio that they released when Obi was beefing. Obi was beefing at Tibbs after that game 4 loss, excuse me. And Knicks were down 3-1. He was beefing. And he was barking at Tibbs to where shit got in the back. Things got in the back of the locker room. It was damn near about to come to blows. People were fighting. Obi was kind of like barking at even like Jalen Brunson's pops, Rick Brunson, and him and Obi was beefing. So it was behind the scenes stuff, man. It was like we got to get out. We got to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? Not because he's not a good player, but because culturally it's causing a problem. Because the kid feels like he should play, and a lot of people feel like, and believe it or not, probably a lot of people in the organization feel like he should play too. But they understand what Randall is, and they understand that it's not going to work. And just culture wise, we got to get him in a situation where we know he's going to play. So the Knicks did him, like to Coach's point, the Knicks did him a favor, sent him to Indiana because it was like, okay, that's a place for you to develop and really become the player that we feel you could be, and you feel that you could be also. So there's a perfect spot for you. So I think that that's what it was, man. It wasn't, it just culturally it was causing problems. It really was. Only 13 teams in NBA history has someone put up 24 and 10. Randall did it once. Cat did it 9 times. 7, sorry. They did Obi a solid. Knicks RCA, they sent him somewhere where he could play and get paid. Nah, they did him a solid. Nah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. They also gave his brother bread. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. They listen. There's a lot of guys in the organization that like Obi. You know who really loved Obi? World Wide West. He was a big fan of Obi. Big fan of Obi, and felt that Obi should have been playing more. Remember, the word out last year was that Tibbs was going to get fired. Remember, in World Wide West the season before, because he travels with the team, was saying that Tibbs was the problem. He was the issue. That's when Randall did thumbs down, everything. He was kind of like the one that was leaking stuff that, you know what I mean? Tibbs is a problem. And Obi should be playing more, and Randall, and then That's when they made the deal to get Brunson over here, and that changed Randle's career. And Tibbs switched the lineup. They got Josh Hart, and so that's how they were able to kind of cover up the problems that were really going on. They were able to get IQ more minutes because IQ and his people was like, "Yo, we trying to get up out of here because these Tibbs ain't playing us." You know what I'm saying? So just think about it. Okay. So how can 2 second-round picks benefit the Knicks? It wasn't really about Ed Walker. It wasn't really about it benefiting the Knicks. Um, it was more about what was a good fit for Obi, right? It was more about that because Obi was in a situation to where um, he just wanted to play, man, and they wanted to put him someplace where they knew he had an opportunity to play. So they was willing to take picks for him, because they could have put Obi in a trade with Fourier and some picks and stuff to get somebody better, but they wanted to put Obi in a situation where they knew he would come he would be able to produce, man, and he would be in a perfect place for him to kind of get busy, man. You know what I mean? Do his thing, and that was the big situation in regards to that. That's why they did that. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But the Knicks are doing great things, man. I do love the DiVincenzo pickup. I do love that. I think he played well for the Warriors last year. I think he's gonna be a great piece coming off the bench. Great offense. Um, and he helps us with 3-point shooting, right? That's something the Knicks needed. Josh Hart, he can knock it down, but that's not his game. He's a hustle guy, rebounds, a glue guy, right? Um, the CAA Azalea rep. Another reason I don't want Levine. Okay, why don't you want Levine? I know why I don't want him, but why don't you want him? Avoid Rich Paul. Yeah, those guys. That's LeBron and that's LeBron. That's LeBron and the crew, man. You know that. Sorry, I disconnected for whatever reason. Man, Edward Walker, you out of here? All right, man. Have a great weekend, man. Enjoy, man. Have a great holiday weekend, man. Everybody enjoy their fourth. No coverage in Staten Island. What coverage? Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. Enjoy it, man. Go out there and get some sun, man. Some sun. Enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Have some. You know what I'm saying? Go to some barbecues, man. Some cheeseburgers. You know what I mean? Do it up. Stay away from fireworks, man. Don't lose. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose your fingers and your hands what's my man JPP. Yeah, Clutch Sports doing it big though, man. They getting players. You can't really knock what they doing, man. They getting their guys paid. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. You gotta get that bread while you can. I'm not knocking that. Okay. But yeah, man. You see the Villanova boys, man. Jalen Brunson, man. He's bringing his boys over here, man. He letting it be known. This is my thing. This is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? He's doing big things, man, getting his boys over here. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, too, what's awesome about that, too. What I think is great. If you notice and you're kind of paying attention to how things are going and how things are, those guys are good ball players, man. They're really, really good. That program over there in Villanova, Jay Wright and those guys, man, they know how to produce NBA pros, man, and players. You know what I mean? Because you got to think, like, those guys that they got who are producing, man. These guys are producing at a high clip. These guys aren't bums in the league. They're not guys on the bench. These are guys that are producing, man. So, they're great. You know what it is? They're great glue guys. They know how to play basketball, man. They know like what comes with the game. They know how to be, like just good pros. You know what I'm saying? So, Eric Pascal a call. You're right to have the whole crew over here. So you know what I'm saying. It's great what they're doing, man. As far as the production, as far as players go. There was a kid. There was a kid they picked up this year from Villanova, man. He's not the Knicks, but he's a high draft pick, solid player, man, coming out of Villanova. I forget the wing. He didn't. I forget he was supposed to go higher than what he did. I forget the kid's name. But they know how to put pros out, man. That's the key, man. But guys that are good contributors to teams, like that's what you want. And I think that was what I loved. Ken Whitmore, absolutely, Dr. Nowhere, right. And that's what I love about like the addition of Josh Hart. You gotta understand, the Knicks went 17-8 when he came over here. 17-8, man. And that's what put us in prime position. And that's what helped us knock off the Cavs. Right? Because what he does and what he produces, he's a good glue guy. He knows how to play basketball, man. Rebound, defend, and knock down shots, man. That's what it is. That's the game. Period. Be interchangeable, be able to guard different positions, and that's it. I'm looking forward to seeing this kid, Jalen Martin, in the summer league, right? 6'6" point guard, right? Can't wait to pick up, right. Yeah, he's an overtime elite dude. Yeah, he is. The overtime elite, man. There's a lot of high school kids, man. You got, they're playing against each other. I still love going to college, man, because you're playing against men. You're not playing against these kids that are 19 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're playing against guys sometimes that are 24 years old, 25 years old, 23, 22. You're playing against men. So you get a good feel in college. I get a good feel of who can play basketball because they still coach it the way it should be played. Can you shoot in the zone? Can you shoot over the zone? Can you rebound? Because, they play tough defense. Amen. I saw, yeah, those are the two guys, the twins. They were the two players, but that's why I love college still, man. Because it shows how a player can play in many different levels, right? What you can do. Because the coaches are going to put certain defenses out there to lock you up. The refs are tough as far as calls go. You got to really play basketball. You can't just be out here just running and gunning. And the overtime elite, that's what it is. Like, you know what I mean? So these guys, these kids, they come into the league, a lot of them aren't ready to go, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they have to go to the G League and develop. So that's all the overtime elite is, you know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, overtime elite is not even better than the G League. The G League to me is legit because you got grown men over there know how to play. To me, that's better than, because at least if you come over to the league, let's say you didn't make the team, but you can still go to the G League and still get paid. That's great because you can really develop your game and guys can see, are you ready to play in the league, man? The league is no joke, man. No joke. AAU on steroids, overtime elite. Totally agree, man. Totally agree. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's crazy. I knew this was going to happen though because what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the soccer format that soccer has in Europe. They're trying to bring that over to the NBA. Like, hence, I think it's starting this season where they're doing a mid-season tournament, right? Is it starting the season? Tell me yes or no, guys. Where they're doing a mid-season tournament this year, where it's going to be like a little, like NBA finals, like in the middle of the season, and then you go back to the regular season. So I think they're trying to do the soccer thing Right. So they're trying to do the soccer thing. They're getting that from soccer. So they're trying to implement that. The overtime elite is like soccer. So in soccer, they have academies. Like I know because my daughter plays. So they have academies. They have like where you don't even have to go to school. Like sometimes in high school, they'll have like homeschooling, and then they're training all day for soccer to get you prepared to play in Europe. So these kids aren't really like they're not, you know what I mean? So it's not really like going to high school. They're like in academies. Overtime Elite is like basically an academy, a basketball academy. So that's all they do. They go to school there, they high school meaning, and they play basketball all day, every day. And that's how they do in soccer. These soccer academies. So Adam Silver, that's what he's trying to implement over here in the NBA. Right, with the basketball academies. Right, exactly. So they're trying to do that here in the States. So, but to me, that takes away everything from how you learn how to play the game, man. Because basketball is not soccer, man. It's not the same. You got to really, really play. And a lot of your competition, who you're playing against, matters. So, just think about this, guys. You play in high school, you play against a certain amount of player. But when you go to college, the competition jumps like a big jump because you're not playing against little kids anymore, right? You're playing against grown men. So now you got to prove it in college. And sometimes in college, it stinks because you may not come in starting. You got to work your way up, right? To get to be able to play and be the man. Because when you get there, a guy that's already been there 3 years, he was already a man. He's 22 years old. He's big and strong. He's averaging 16, but he's conference player of the year, right? So you got to work your way up to get into that. Then you get in the league, and the league is totally different. Now you're playing with guys that are 30 years old, right? So it just changes everything, man. And you can't go and play in these academies and playing with these kids. You're not learning nothing. So when you get in the league, you see a big difference. A big difference. You go to any Westchester Knicks games or too far of a drive. Nah, Westchester Knicks, some White Plains. Some White Plains. Now, I haven't gone to any games. Westchester Knicks. I mean, I watched some of them, but I haven't gone. But I love the G League. I think it's great. I always thought that the NBA needed a league like that. The roster limit is 18 this year. For the league or for the G League? What's the roster limit? NBA. Wow. Okay. Okay. It's very interesting this year, man. Very interesting. But you can have that many players, man. But a guy's gonna really play, man. And guys are gonna be playing that much. They're gonna play who's gonna produce. You know what I mean? So perfect example. You see the Knicks, they ran like a 9-man rotation, right? That's usually what it is, man. You know what I mean? And guys, the key to me, honestly, just 12 in a game. The key to me is just knowing your role, knowing what your job is supposed to be for a team. You do that, your team is gonna win. You got to know your role. Guys got to know their role. Like perfect example, like Josh Hart knows his role. Like he's not in there to average 20. He's in there to produce, get rebounds, energy, and when he gets the ball, score it when he's supposed to. A guy like iHeart, I love iHeart. He comes in, he bangs, he gets rebounds, he gets alley-oop dunks, gets putbacks. Um, to me, that's the key. You know what I mean? That's the key for any team. Um, Coach says perfect for dudes like Martin who will never play. Exactly. So basically, 3 G League guys, right, Roby? Right. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I love the G League because it's perfect. Like for guys, to really, really develop, man. Because listen, true story. The leap from the NBA from college is like astronomical, man. You got to understand who you're playing against every night. You're playing against elite guys every night. And we're not talking about high school kids. We're talking about men. Okay? So imagine a kid, he's coming out of high school. One night, he's got to play against Kawhi Leonard, right? Then the next night, he's got to go up against Tobias Harris. Then the next night, he's got to go against LeBron James. And then the next night, he's got to go against Julius Randle. And then the next night, he's got to see Bam Adebayo. Right? Then after you see Bam, you got to go to Milwaukee and you got to play the Greek Freak. And then after you play the Greek Freak, you got to go to Memphis, and you got the what's the kid's name? Johnson Jr. I forget his name. All right. Then after you leave him, you got to go to. Oh damn! They just you got to go to Brooklyn. You got to go against Mikal Bridges. That's the league, man. That's the league. You don't get a break. See all the names I ran off? And you're a wing. And this is who you got to play against every night. Right? Right. Dr. Nowhere. Right. You understand what I'm saying? This is the league. You're a point guard coming in the league. You think you the man. You dropping whatever. First night, you got Dame Dollar. Then after that, you got John Morant. Then after that, you got Trae Young. Then you think shit is sweet. Then you got to go to New York. Now you got Jalen Brunson. Then after you leave Brunson, then you got to go to, I don't know. Oh, you got to go to Houston and you got to play against Jalen Green. He's an up and coming star who's hungry, who wants it all. Right? I'm just saying, like, think about that. The league is no joke, man. So that's why guys, they come here, they sink fast, man. So that's why I think like the G League is great. Those basketball academies, I'm finished with. A kid gotta go to college, man, and figure it out, man. And really work his way up and know what it's like to work his way up. Because he's gonna have to do that in the league. Perfect example, man. Look, I just ran off earlier Tobias Harris's career and Jeremiah Grant and how they're very, very similar. Though both of those guys have been traded like 5 or 6 times, 4 times, 5 times. They've been traded from different teams. But look at their numbers. Grant just came off now. He got 5 years, $160 million. Tobias Harris came off a couple seasons ago. He's getting 5 years, $180 million. Those guys are journeymen, man. But they're averaging 19 points a game. They're producing at a high clip. Like, it's really, really hard in this league, man. Period. It ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really, really respect the game, man. And respect the grind. It's 82 games in a season, man. It is no joke. You do not get a night off. You do not get a night off. So you got to respect the guys that are producing at a high clip, man. You have to. He's 30 years old, coach. He's 30. He's still young. He's got maybe what? About 4 more seasons left before he kind of starts going on the down tick. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, man, that's the league. That's the league. You know what I mean? That's the league. And, I just think that, you have to, like, respect that, man, and see how nice these guys are, man. $39 D-ROM 3. AC Canty. What's going on, man? How you doing? If you haven't, for first time coming, man, please subscribe. Facts. That's why their confidence is so easily broken. Agreed, man. Agreed. Because they see what they got to play against every night, man. It is no joke. It is no joke. You know what I'm saying? You got to really come in and you got to really, really play hard, man. It's no joke. You got to understand what this league is, man. Period. Period. People crack people crack jokes about RJ and all those. RJ's averaging 20 in this league, man. 39% from three for his career, right? That's what I'm saying. Tobias Harris is a solid pro, man. That's what I'm saying. Well, RJ's averaging 20. Big guard, too. He's big. I don't know if you guys ever seen RJ in person. I have. He's big, man. He's big. You don't realize how big these guys are, man. They are the man in high school and college, right? To get Tobias Harris, you have to get Boban. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. So I just think people don't really respect what this league is, man, and how hard it is. You know what I'm saying? It's really difficult. It really is to really produce at a high clip, man. So that's why when you get these guys who are like, you know what I mean, like they're 29 years old, they're grown men. You know what I'm saying? So imagine a kid from college or first overtime elite going against a guy like Jeremiah Grant. Jeremiah Grant will kill this kid, man. He'll cook him. He'll cook him and have him sitting here looking like, you know what I'm saying, like the two twins. Let them kids come out and try to play against Jeremiah Grant. He'll cook them. He'll cook them boys, man. He'll eat their lunch. And he's been traded about 4 times. He'll eat their lunch, man. There's no way they'll be able to do anything with him. He's 6'8", man. He's 6'8", and he knows how to play, how to defend, knows how to score the ball. Let them kids go against maybe like a Tobias Harris. He'll cook their lunch, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can't make it for those guys who are seasoned pros and know how to win and know how to what's the word I'm looking for? They just know how to be a pro, man. Period. They just know how to be a pro. Period. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like, what the Knicks are building. They're building a culture of guys that know how to be pros and understand that Jalen Brunson knows how to be a pro. So he's bringing guys in here that know how to be pros. You have a guy like Josh Hart coming in here. These are culture guys. DiVincenzo, these are culture guys. They're in there, coming in here, kind of helping like guys like IQ and Grimes really understand what the NBA grind is like, right? Randall understands that, right? So I'm just saying, there are expectations, I think. This year's expectation is Scoot. Exception is Scoot Henderson, right? Scoot is pretty good. Hopefully they'll rub off on Randall, right? I think he's emotional, right? I agree. And Wemby, right? I think there are exceptions. I mean, they're talented guys, but you know, I like Wembyama. I like him. But to me, Wembyama to me is no different than Chet Holmgren, right? Are their bodies going to be able to hold up for 82 games, man? Chet Holmgren couldn't even get out the gate. He broke his foot or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is, man. So, I'm not saying that, his career is over. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying we got to see how he's going to play 82 games. I seen Wembyama. I seen him. He was playing in a USA joint. I think it was about a year ago, I think. A couple months ago, I think. I'm not sure. He's playing against the under 19. I don't know. Jaden Ivey was playing, right? That was about a year ago. He was getting bullied by this big kid, this big solid forward. I forget his name. He's about 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". He was getting bullied down there, man. Bullied. And I was like, yo, this is not even the league. And I can easily see a guy like Randall putting his shoulder in Wembanyama's chest and finishing strong and finishing and getting an N1. And Wembanyama going back on the bench, like realizing it's too physical. Perfect example of a guy that they had kind of develop and wait was Joker. He didn't come in the league doing what he's doing now. He had to develop, man. He had to develop because the league is no joke. Period. So I like Wembanyama. I do. I just got to see how he's going to do 82 games, man. How is he going to hold up? How is he going to hold up? Or is he going to be just like basically like another Zingas? Is he going to be that? Scoot Henderson, we got to see. Super athletic. Super athletic. So what is he going to be? Another John Morant? But you got to be able to shoot the pill, man, in this league. Because if not, you'll be just like Derrick Rose and you tear up your knees. And what's going to happen, right? So I'm just saying, man. So those guys we've seen before. We've seen a Scoot Henderson before. Like Lofton Jr., bullying Holgram in the summer. That's what I'm saying, right? So the league is no joke, man. You got to understand how many nice guys are out there. How many nice guys? Listen, I've been into Rucker quite a few times in the summer. Going back, and you see guys who are really, really good at the Rucker. You see dudes that are stupid nice. See him at the, you see him at the, you see him at Dykeman. A couple of my peoples I know, they've been in the Drew League out there out west, right? The Drew League is official too. That's kind of like the Rucker, but it's in Cali. And they see NBA dudes come through there all the time. And they like dudes that be like on the bench with the NBA, like regular guys. They be coming out there and cooking these dudes. I remember in the league, these dudes be coming to the Rucker, be cooking cats. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, those dudes from the neighborhood, they get theirs, and that's what makes it like a big deal, right? Because it's like, yo, like such and such. Yeah, but the other dude from the NBA, his game was so polished, man. He made this kid look like like an average ball player. And those dudes are in the rec leagues averaging 30. They go against them NBA cats, they look regular, man. So the league is the league for a reason. These dudes are nice for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of respect that. So, how does Scoot Henderson do for 82 games? We got to see that. I think he's a talent. I think he has a good upside. You know what I mean? But is he going to be averaging 20? How's he going to do? Can he shoot the pill? Can he shoot 40% from three for the whole season? Ready? For the whole season. That's tough, man. How do you know what I'm saying? Leon Rose is an absolute train wreck. NBIC, what's going on, brother? Hope all is well with you. This is another staple in the LV Live crew, NBIC. Uh, NBIC, man, I hope you're enjoying your holiday weekend. Hope all is going well. My man said, what's popping? Leon Rose, the absolute train wreck. Okay. You're just coming in here. I've been on 2 hours and a half rocking. Okay. Why is Leon Rose a train wreck, man? I got to hear NBIC. Possible if Dame leaves? I think it's possible. But I think he doesn't want to leave, man. Have you guys heard Dame Dollar talk about like his journey to the league and stuff like that? Like he's a very humble cat, man. Like I remember hearing him talking. He said something one time. He said, yo, man, like I remember being like young. He said, and I wanted to go to those big time schools. I wanted to go to the Dukes and the North Carolinas and Kansas and UCLA. I wanted to go to all those schools, man. He said, but they didn't want me. They didn't want me, so I had to go to Weber State. I had to go someplace where nobody was expecting me to be what I was. Like I had to work. I had to work really, really hard to get to this level. And he said, when I got to the NBA, when I got to the NBA, he said, like I was, excuse me, not before. He said when he go to the draft combine, he said he was hoping he got picked. He said he was hoping that he got picked. He wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna go first round. He was like, yo, man, I may not make it. You know what I'm saying? I may have to go to G League, or I don't know what's gonna happen. He wasn't like, yo, like, all right, I'm gonna be starting here. I had the ball in my hand and getting busy. You know what I mean? He wasn't thinking like that. He's a very humble guy. So I don't know if he's pushing to leave Portland because he knows, like, yo, man, these guys took a chance on me. So somebody said he's already gone. I remember hearing him say. I remember there was a lot of rumors, man. There was a lot of rumors and stuff like that. Is he saying he wants to leave? Oh, okay. So he requested a trade this morning. Okay, makes sense. It makes sense, but then it doesn't, right? But okay. I said what I said like 2 minutes ago, but here's why I'm saying it makes sense. Because if you remember, like I told you, he said all that stuff about he's kind of wants to be stay in Portland. But I think there's been like his last couple of days, man. It's been like a big push for him to get out of there, right? If you notice, like a lot of people, even like Stephen A. saying like, "Yo, if he stays there, he's crazy." Like, I think a lot of people want to see him win. You know what I mean? He's a very likable guy in the league. He's been here a long time. He's older too, man. He's like in his 30s. So I think a lot of people want to see him win. So I don't. All right, I don't think he wants to leave. I think if it was up to him, he would stay in Portland and win in Portland. But I think it's been his last couple of days and weeks of like such a push of like him being someplace else. I think it probably got to him. He was like, all right, let me just get out of here and go someplace and win. You know what I'm saying? And maybe man management was like, look, man, we've done all we could do for you here. You know what I'm saying? We think it'll be great for you to go someplace and win. We're trying to rebuild here. And we don't want you to be part of that. We want you to go someplace where you could be, in a major market and really win what we feel, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably why he was like, you know what? It was basically like the Kevin Garnett situation because KG didn't want to leave Minnesota. He didn't. If anybody knows, goes back. He did not want to leave Minnesota. He wanted to be there. He was happy being in Minnesota. But he was getting to that point where he kind of could do the most that he could do. And then that's when that's when they made the deal for him to go to Boston. So I think that's what was happening here. You know what I mean? I think it's just been a lot. Not good for the Knicks. No, it doesn't matter. Yo, man, listen, he could go to the Heat. All right, buddy. Good night, big boy. Yep. Everybody's going to sleep. Except for me, I'm up rocking with y'all, man, because this is what we do. Know what I mean? It's what we do. Not good for the Knicks if he. It doesn't matter if he comes, man. It doesn't matter if he comes to listen to the Heat. It doesn't matter, man. We got bro. We got Jalen Brunson, man. Do you understand who this guy is right now? I'm not worried about him. I'm not. NBIC, I'm sorry, man. I went on my spiel. I forgot that you are here. If anybody is here who does not know, NBIC, he's not a Tibbs guy. He's not a Tibbs guy. And he's got some issues right now. He wants Tibbs out of here. He wants Randle. He wants Tibbs gone. He wants them to ship Tibbs to the moon. He does not want Tibbs around. He wants Tibbs out of here, like yesterday. Okay, everyone in the front office can make a bad move. Let's not go get crazy with the Leon Rose hate. Best front office in 15 years. You know what, Ace Canty? I agree with you, man. He's doing a good job over there. I don't think there's no Leon Rose hate. I don't think there's Leon Rose hate. It's as NBIC, man. He don't have no issues with Leon Rose. Okay, his issue is Tibbs and his relationship with Leon Rose. He wants Tibbs going. I put it like this, NBIC. If they fire Tibbs, he will love Leon Rose. How about that? For Hero and Robinson and picks. Is that what they're doing, or is that kind of like what you're saying, Doctor? Who, what, where? You're saying that that's what the possibility is. I'm starting my channel because of this. Oh yeah, great, man. Start your channel, man. I definitely would love to come on. You're starting your channel because of what? To get Tibbs out of here? The Tibbs fire Tibbs train? Hashtag Ewing coach. Yo, Pat Ewing, man. He didn't do good at Georgetown, man. They were terrible when he was there. Terrible. They were like, yeah, they stunk, man. He was there. Certain guys just aren't meant to be a head coach. Certain guys are good, like for the bench. Like Patrick gonna be good, like working with, like coming back and working with Mitch and helping Mitch get his little jump shot. You know. Oh, it's a rumor. Okay. I mean, I think Miami's a landing place. I think Miami would be a good spot for him. Be a good spot for the East. Um, but I mean, it makes them better. It makes them. It definitely makes them better. Like let's not, you know, try to act like they're gonna stink. But to me, are they gonna be better than the Knicks? I don't think so. I think the Knicks are legit. I think we got a legit squad, man. We really really do. So I do think we still got to get a wing to back up Randall. Think we could find somebody, but be a good matchup with him and Brunson going at it. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. Bryant ready and waiting. Bryant who? Bryant who, coach? Because of everything that is happening and all this optimistic Knicks championship dreaming. Seriously? Uh, who? NBIC. Okay, let's go back. Who said championship? I don't think anybody thinks the Knicks are going to win a championship. I don't think we're going to win a championship. There's too many pieces out there that we need that's going to help us get over the mountaintop. I think the Knicks are still a semifinals team. I think they can get out the first round again this year. Oh, Johnny Bryant. Yeah, he's the coach in waiting. He's the coach in waiting. That's right, coach. You're absolutely right. Johnny Bryant is the guy. He's the guy. He's going to take over. He. But I put it to you like this: he's the reason why things are going the way it's going with the Knicks. He's running the show. It's not Tibbs. It's him. He's the player coach. Remember, he was the one that he was the main reason why, Spider Mitchell still wants to come to the Knicks. Randall will go, Randall will go down, and the Knicks will lose the first round. Yeah, man, that's crazy now. Cause look, check it out. If Randall gets hurt, right? Randall gets hurt, or Randall like just doesn't play well. Remember, Obi would sometimes come in and spark a run for us, man, with a good dunk or shooting a three. Obi was like our poor man's Michael Porter Jr. That's what Obi was for us. Yeah, Johnny Bryant's the future, man. He definitely is. He definitely is. He's the one running the things behind the scene, man. The players all rave about him. Did you know that? Do you know that Randall hasn't been hurt since his rookie year? Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I have my issues with Randall. I do. But what I cannot deny is, man, his production is at a high clip, man. You got to give it to the guy. He produces at a high clip. And he did have a great season this year, man. As much as I have issues with him, he played well this year. Okay, I feel him on the Tibbs hate, but even with that, last 10 years, we can't win over 36 Tibbs in 3 years. But not listen, Ace Canty, I agree with you, man. I'm not knocking that. I agree with you. Randall's an Iron Man now. He is, coach. He is. That's what I'm saying. I'm not too confident about someone being under Tibbs for 4 years. I told you, this guy, he wants Tibbs out of here. He wants Tibbs gone. He wants them to send Tibbs like on a rocket ship to the next galaxy. He doesn't want Tibbs nowhere near the Knicks. Just mentally weak, exactly. Coach, that's exactly what I've been saying about this guy all years. I'm not denying that. I'm saying that he disappears in the playoffs. He does disappear in the playoffs, man. I think, man, listen, man. You see this right here? Bro, this is the heaviest jersey in the league. So much pressure to play here and win here, unlike any team in this league. This city, we know basketball better than anybody. Anybody. Listen, that is the heartbeat of the city, man. Listen, you smack dab in the middle of the city, man. 34th Street, right there. And I don't care if it's a blizzard outside, and I don't care if the Knicks stink. That garden is filled to the rim on a Tuesday night in January, in February to see the Knicks play. It's a lot of pressure, man, and it's not built for everybody. And Randall has proven that he's struggling with that. He listen. He talked about it on the Paul George joint, man. The Paul George podcast. He talked about it. How he's tough, man. He said it. He said it's like going in there as a president. 4 years, you feel good, you're happy, you're excited, you know what I mean. Then when you come out those 4 years later, man, you see the wear and tear on you. And Randall said it best, man. And he's honest about that. Tibbs is talking win now. What does that tell you? That's not saying a rebuild. Well, we're not. I don't. NBIC. I don't think we're rebuilding. There's no way we rebuild. We're not. We're not in a rebuilding place. We need to stop doing that if we want to win. And you keep him and trade Obi. NBIC. I agree. I said this earlier. I talked about. Where do you get NBIC? Where do you get 25-10, two-time All-Star in the last 3 years, and a two-time All-NBA in the last 2 out of the last 3 years? Where do you get that in this league? Nowhere, my friend. And if you want to get it, it's at a high price. We got Randall for only $100 million, man. The Knicks, you gotta understand, man. You don't get that production anywhere. So that's what it's about, man. It's about winning games and production. And one thing we can say about Randall is that he's an Iron Man. Like Coach said, he produces at a high clip, and we win games with him. We've been to the playoffs the last 2 years out of the last three, man. I mean, that's hard to deny. You can't. So you know what I'm saying. So I get what you're saying, NBIC. I truly do. Like, there's a lot of issues they need to fix. I do. But from an organizational standpoint, they're winning. They're going in the right direction, man. And they got good pieces here that the Knicks, you know what I mean? The Knicks haven't been like this in a minute, man. So you got to really take your hat off to Leon Rose. You got to take your hat off to Tibbs. It's a team thing, man. Everybody from management all the way down to the last guy on the bench, man. You got to really pay attention to that. Individual stats don't win championships. We have no superstars. We are just talented bunch. If we play collectively, we will go further. Agreed. The thing about the front office, all their players outplay their contracts, right? Brunson, Randall, Mitch, Grimes, Hart, IQ. We have a good front office. We do. All of our contracts look amazing compared to what's being signed right now. Agreed. Agreed, Coach. And with the new CBA, that's what I'm going to say earlier. The new CBA coming out. Oh, man, we're not going to be able to hold on to a lot of guys. We're just not. And no orchestrator. What do you mean no orchestrator? We have our orchestrator, man. It's Jalen Brunson, man. He runs the offense. He's the orchestrator. Listen, the Knicks are in a beautiful place, man. The Knicks are in a beautiful place. The Knicks are in a beautiful place. We really, really are, man. We could really do whatever we want to do. If you want to trade Randall and RJ and IQ and picks to get the Greek Freak, the Knicks could do it, right? I'm just saying, right? Look, we're in a great place. We really are, and we got guys producing at a high level, man. IQ was second in I'm watching this Godzilla, man. I'm watching Godzilla and King Kong. Came on back to back. IQ was second in Six Man of the Year. Come on, man. The Knicks are right there, man. We're right there. We should have beat the Heat. No, Coach. We are a powder cake. No one wants to come here. That's the what? Our culture is trash. Oh, come no, no, NBIC, no, 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 no. NBIC, listen, man. I listen, man. I love you. I love that you come here. I have to disagree with you, man. There are a lot of people that want to come here now. They love the culture. They love what we're building. Especially they saw what the Garden was during the playoffs. Trust me, the culture is back. A lot of guys want to be here, and a big key to that is Jalen Brunson. A lot of guys saw what he did, and they want to play with him. A lot of guys. So I don't, it's just money, man. It's just a money thing. A lot of guys want to get paid, man, and they see the money that's being out there. Especially guys like, listen, boss. You see what Jeremiah Grant got? He's a journeyman in this league. I ran down his stats. He's been traded 4 times. He got the bag. He got 5 years, 160 million. Come on, man. Come on, man. Guys are seeing that, and they're hopping on that gravy train, man. So you can't, so I think that's what we're up against. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay to play. But are you willing to give up? The Knicks have shown that we're not willing to give up our young pieces for just anybody. You know what I'm saying? We want to build around those guys. The coach to destroy 7 players' career in 3 years. Randle makes less than some bench players now, plus being all NBA. Come on, that's a great contract. That's a fabulous contract. So is Josh Hart, right? Randle was the first, then Brunson. Right, agreed. Then we got RJ. We got RJ for a good, and now we're gonna most likely sign IQ. IQ's gonna probably get 4 years, maybe $100 million. Or I got one better. What if IQ says, all right, I don't want to sign now, but I'm going to play my ass off this season. But I don't want to sign now. Because he sees what guys are getting, and IQ walks next year. Walks. And wants the Knicks to give him the bag. And then he goes someplace like, I don't know, he goes someplace like San Antonio to be a starting point guard. Come making crazy money. Or he goes someplace like the Clippers to be a point guard with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard's last years, and he's the man out there. Imagine that. He get the bag next year. He get 5 years, 180 million or something like that, going and playing someplace else, because that's what they giving out. I don't see our direction. Okay, NBIC. All right. The direction is going up. The direction is not going down. I don't think we're even keel. I think we're going up. Our trajectory is up. Now, NBIC, you can't be a championship team just it isn't, it's not out the blue, right? Look at the Nuggets. The Nuggets developed this for a while. It took them a while to get to it, but they were constantly in the hunt, right? When they went in the bubble, they looked like a good team. Last year, they looked like a good team. They were in the hunt. They were in the playoffs. So you got to build up to that. That's what the Knicks are doing. So that's what I'm saying. We would trash last 4 years ago. We were trash in the league. We didn't make the playoffs last year because of craziness that was going on. Randall lost nonsense. We were in the playoffs the year prior. So now we got Brunson. Now we're back in it again. So now our trajectory is going up. When the playoffs last 2 out of the 3 years, next year is going to be a free agent frenzy because there's going to be a lot of guys available next year. So the Knicks could hold steady, still make it to the playoffs, get to the second round, let's say they lose again, and get a monster free agent next year. And that could catapult us to the NBA championship a year later. Jalen Brunson would be like 27, 28, or 29 years old. Randall will be like early 30s. Josh Hart be early 30s, and we're right there. I'm just saying. See, I just broke it down to you. That's the trajectory that we're on right now. In 8 years. When was the last time Tibbs won a round before he came here? I understand, man. Like, listen. I'm not denying what you're saying. I'm not denying what you're saying. What I'm saying is, I like the direction we're going in. And I will say this. As much as kill Tibbs, we have seen a change in him after he went to that 9-man rotation and after We got Josh Hart. We saw a change. We saw certain things. Still he had little stuff, but I think Johnny Bryant is really, really helping out and really, really changing things. I think he's having a big impact on what the Knicks are going to be and what they're trying to do, and I think he is the next coach. He is a player's coach. All the players love him. That's the reason why the Knicks have been able to kind of do a lot better with guys like Randle, because he's all over the place. But guys like IQ, Brunson, RJ, right? That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. Sorry to comfortable. That's all. That's all because of Jay Bryant. That's the reason why Donovan Mitchell wanted to come here. So I think we're in prime position, man, to really make it and go far. I didn't see Hart get dismantled in the playoffs. He played well in the playoffs, man. I thought he played well. This guy's getting knocked down shots, man. I thought he played well. I thought he played really well, especially in that first round. He was killing the Cavs. The second round was tough, man. Each level gets tougher. Okay, all right. NBIC. Let me who was it, man? I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break something down to you right now. Just give me a second. Okay. NBIC. Let me explain something to you really quick. We lost the play-in team at the end of the day. Listen, no, they're not a play-in team, man. They're not a play-in team. Listen. The Lakers are a play-in team. Look who they got, right? So let's be clear. Bob Myers from the GM of the Warriors. I think he left, right? Didn't he leave? Or is he still the GM of the Warriors? Guys, just hear me out real quick. I'm about to give you a breakdown. You are what your record says you are. Okay, just hear me out. NBIC, let me explain something to you. Bob Myers said something really, really great. He talked about how the play excuse me, Zach. He talked about playoffs are. And he said, listen, man, he said, you gotta understand, when the playoffs start, it kicks in a different type of level of basketball. It just does. The guy who's averaging 25 and 10, or the guy that's averaging 28, sometimes that number comes down, because what happens is most teams scout you now. Now they really scout you. Now they really pay attention to the little details of your game. So that move that you could do in the regular season, that first move, you can't do anymore because they got you on lock for that. Your second move that you go to, you can't do nothing with that. That third move, maybe. But all those things that you like to do, you can't do anymore in the playoffs. It gets up to the next level, man. And this is what separates the top dogs from the average guys in the league. You understand that when the playoffs come, it's a higher level of basketball. These coaches are top tier, man. They know how to pretty much set up schemes to make a player look really, really bad, because now they're coaching. Now this is when the coaching really matters. And what you saw in the second round is you saw a guy that's been there before, in Eric Spoelstra, and knows how to take away certain things. So, with that being said, you saw a guy like Josh Hart, who's limited offensively, who's just an energy guy, struggle at certain parts, especially in the Miami series, because now we're getting to the next level. Now, you call Miami a playing team, they're not a playing team. They're a lot better than that. They just didn't play well in the season because the NBA is the NBA. But when you got to winning basketball, You saw how good that team was because they got winning basketball players on that team. They got guys who won before. They know how to be there. Kyle Lowry, Kevin Love. These guys know how to be there. So they're putting in, of course, Udonis has them. They're putting in the culture to where these young guys understand what it takes. Jimmy Butler knows what it takes. Bam Adebayo is a rising star. So I'm just saying, so that's what it is in the league. So you got to really step it up to the next notch. It's harder, man. It is no joke. So that's why, like to Bob Myers' point, that's what the playoffs are. The really, really great players, they know that when their second move is taken away, their first move is taken away, their second move that's taken away, the things they like to do on offense, they got a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. They got all placements for that. And you got to go through the fire to understand what that is, right? So Josh Hart will be better next time. And it's his first time in the playoffs. These guys are getting their first time, getting their first taste of it. You saw Jalen Brunson this year, right? He looked like he was last year in the Dallas Mavericks series because he was there just the year before. So these guys know how to win, man. You got to understand. So guys are developing that, man. Perfect example. Look what RJ did in the playoffs. That's why I don't want to let him go. Look what he did, man. Look how he stepped up his game. He heard the chatter. He said, all right, let me take it back, man. Look what he did in the playoffs. He looked better than Randle. Come on, man. Boston was beat by Miami also. Boston has 2 All-Stars and went far last year. And his name is in every trade. You talking about RJ? Yeah, because he's a young star and you can get a lot out of him, right? No, I look. I understand. I was only touching on the stuff that you were saying about Josh Hart. Why he got dismantled. I don't look at it as him being dismantled. Hey, listen, man, it was his first time in the playoffs, man. He had to go. He had to experience that. He had to experience that. Randall has to step it up. Absolutely, he does. You don't trade him. Hart is a journeyman. Absolutely, but so is Jeremiah Grant and so is Tobias Harris. Jeremiah Grant got 160 million and Tobias Harris is walking around making 180 million. That's why he's getting upset about Philadelphia saying they want to trade him for a crumb cake. And he's like, yo, man, where are you going to get anybody in my league that's going to produce like me? And Josh Hart, if he was to go out in the market, he would probably get the same thing those guys are making because he's a winning player. You put Josh Hart on the Cavs beat us. Sorry. It's just the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. Josh Hart is going to make big time money, man. He knows how to win. He knows how to win. He's a great glue guy, and that matters in this league. Look what Bruce Brown got. What did he get? He's went to the Pacers, man. He came over for the bag too. He got 2 years, $45 million, man. 2 years, 45 million. What is that? What's that? 20 million a season? 22 and a half? That's a lot of paper, man, for a guy like him, man. Josh Hart would have got the same thing. No. I'm not listen. I'm not saying you're not making a good point. I understand your point. What I'm saying is there's a couple of things we have to do, but the point that I'm making to you is that our trajectory is up, man. We won 47 games last year. We almost won 50 games. That's what I'm saying to you. So you said nobody wants to come to the Knicks. We are still a destination. A lot of people want to play for Jalen Brunson. A lot of people love Johnny Bryant. So that's why we're on the uptick. Now, to your point, we get rid of Tibbs. Let's say we trade Randle and we bring in somebody, whatever, and whatever. We're still on an uptick, man. That's what I'm saying to you. So we still can go in any direction here that we want to go in. But coming off of how we played last year in the playoffs and what the Knicks look like, there's a lot of people that want to come here now, man. It's a great destination. People saw what the Garden was, coming here and playing here, how live it was. They saw it on TV, what the playoffs looked like. It looked crazy in the Garden, man. A lot of kids, a lot of players want to be a part of that. And then they kind of see who's there, like, yo, who's going to the Knicks? Like, oh, Josh Hart, yo, he could ball, man. They're like, oh man, we got RJ, he's nice too. All right, cool. We got Jalen Brunson, he's nice. IQ's nice. Yo, I think I want to go play for New York, man. I think I like what they building over there. I think I could be a good piece over there, a good wing that they can help out. They don't got to put no, they ain't got nobody backing them Randall. Yo, I think I can come in and I can add to that. You understand what I'm saying? What will be a great backup for Randall, guys? Everybody pay attention. Hope everybody's listening. What about Bobby Portis? Remember we had him before? What if he'll be a good backup for Randall? Coming off the bench. Bobby Portis Jr. What about him? We had him before from the Bucks. What if we could pry him and get him to come back? Old head said, I like Bobby Portis. Yeah, man, what if we can get him back? Why would he leave? That's a good point. Listen, but I'm just saying, he got his championship. He likes the culture here in New York. He liked it here before. Remember, him and Randall was tight. What if he says, yo, I can go back over there, man. I like what they're building over there. Just saying. Throwing it out there. We're gonna see. But listen, man, I'm out of here, man. Been on here rocking with y'all for 3 hours, man. 3 hours with the big things the Knicks were doing this Saturday. Crazy. Crazy. Now I'm watching Godzilla, man. Godzilla and King Kong. Chilling. Listen, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys coming by, rocking with your boy LV, man. We're gonna be back. The Knicks gonna be good. Any news coming up, I'm definitely gonna do a video. But I'll definitely hop on my live, chop it up with you guys, see how my peoples are feeling. All right? I appreciate you guys coming by. LV Live, and I'm out, people. Enjoy your holiday weekend, everybody. Everybody go out and get some sun, man. Enjoy yourself, all right? Go to some barbecues. Enjoy yourself. You work hard. You do everything great hard this season. Everybody go to work, do your things. So now's the time to kind of chill, relax, and enjoy the summer, man. Everybody do that, man. Life is short, man, all right? I'm out of here. Peace.